All right, and we're live. Hello, everyone, and
So,
welcome once again to the Dorkvision stream. Uh, Today we are still donating to the Massachusetts Bail Fund. I'm donating $5 per sub and $5 per crit that I roll against the players. There's not as much combat in this game, but the point still stands. You can catch us every Sunday from 9 to 12 for this stream. The Undermountain stream happens on Wednesdays from 7 to 10, all Eastern time. And yeah, let's get right on into it, I think. Uh, Last time on the Dorkvision stream, you guys, uh, well, you went to a town hall meeting. It was pretty exciting.
except me,
Bougiest town hall meeting.
I stood outside and did nothing.
Hmm. I need to find where my freaking music went. There it is. Okay. Um, so, you guys went and attended the Senate meeting. The consulate meeting. The senators were present, and they went over a lot of the things going on in Allure, especially in regards to the decision of war. You found out that there were a lot of different opinions on all sides. Most of them tended to seem to favor war, and it was Zimasu that helped pay in some of the more common folk to help try and turn that tide, as well as delivering a compelling speech and deflecting ad hominem attacks on his character. Uh, and just before things got to head, the Red Raven showed up and disrupted the whole dang thing, and basically called out everyone on how the Senate was a sham and how a Taurus seems to be one of the important people involved in that sham. And after pointing out the corrupt government, she made the guards look like fools and made her escape on a magic carpet outside of the Senate window, and streamed out tweeting a Twitter storm, if you will, over the Undercroft, inspiring and instilling the fervor of the people to begin rioting in Allure. Uh, and that's where we come back today. So, you guys, the rioting you can hear has just started, and what do you guys do, or do you guys do anything? This seems like a little big beyond you to actually handle, but also Biff's house is, or not Biff's, Bonry's house is down there. What do you guys do?
Uh,
I'm gonna switch into not beef crown uniform, but I'm gonna just go kind of sit on my lawn.
Okay.
Well, but not basically a not cop uniform.
I'm gonna go to tragedies and I'm gonna sit guard and I'm gonna fucking kill anybody who tries to enter, and maybe try and go to Smolders too.
All right. So you
I
guys.
look like spent.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you. So you head into the Undercroft and stand guard at your houses to make sure that the rioting doesn't get to a head. You know there are some very bad people down there, in addition to those that are just angry citizens, and you don't want them to take advantage of the rioting. Man, I promised we wouldn't bring politics into this, but
Eat
God,
the-
I mean,
You knew what
this
you're
is all
doing.
you.
eat the rich. I'm gonna make sure I tell everybody to go eat the rich.
yeah, everybody that passes by Tragic Antiques, you just shout from the rooftops, "Eat the
Eat
rich!"
the rich! Eat the rich! Not tragedy. I'll fucking kill you. Don't you go in there.
Yes, please don't come in. Wait, I don't think he had an accent, did he?
No,
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah, stay out. Stay out of my.
I'm-
So is everyone going the same direction?
I think roughly, at least, it seems like you guys are staying together unless you say otherwise. Mao is heading to a different place than you guys, it seems.
Of course she is. Okay, you know what? At this
Okay.
stage, I think I'm gonna go to the college and just wait it out.
All right. You head
Correct.
to, I assume, what you perceive as the most safe place, I guess? Or,
Yeah, it's not about that. Someone else is gonna think that it's a safe place, and I.e. the teachers, and I'm gonna just snag one of them. So I'll just wait
Mm.
out here.
I know. I'll just spy on people. That's what I'll do with my time over here.
all right. As the riots go on, um, Zumasu and Boom Crash, you guys get to Bonri's house quicker than the others get to their locations. Well, I guess not to the Arcane College, but um, after you make the descent into the Undercroft, um, down into its lowest point near the Dark Gate, uh, you see that there are people all storming. It seems like they're welling out of the Undercroft. Those that aren't trying to loot are heading into groups. They didn't really have time to make signs or anything, but they are grabbing torches in the darkness of the night, as well as improvised or already owned weapons, and heading up into the higher levels of Allure. It seems like they're
So
moving past you.
okay,
Oh,
so it seems more like
where
there
we
was a
should
little,
stay if we want
little
to
bit
ride
of
it
chaos.
out.
Yeah. Well, I just want to get a picture of this. So the Undercroft itself is having more like people amassing, but it isn't like everything's breaking apart so much. More like
Yeah,
everybody's starting to move
you could
towards-
swear that you hear like some people like chanting out like "kill the beast" or something as they're getting their stuff together. A few
I love
leaders have like popped out and they're like leading the crowds in uproar. You can still see a few of the Red Ravens, little tweeting birds like flying about, sending out inflammatory messages to everybody nearby per the magic item.
what are the messages? This
Oh,
can be important in
there's a
in the
few
mob.
different ones, but a lot of it is like the Senate has been crushed. Rise up and reclaim this city. A bunch of inflammatory stuff, really. Um, Mostly stuff that's vague enough to get people up in arms. The Senate is corrupt. Eat the rich is probably one of them. There's a whole bunch of them.
Okay. No. Okay. I care about my stuff, but I care a lot of my stuff in person. I'm gonna spy on people real quick. So first off, I want to see how the Leaf Crown's handling. So I'm gonna go spy on Arn's room.
You're gonna go to Arn's room at
I'm
night.
gonna use the crystal ball to look at
I see.
to see the fake Arn specifically if I can scry on him. But I'm going to do it on the room because that's easier probably to beat.
Yeah. So you scry upon the room. It doesn't seem that Arn is present.
Could be useful to know.
Hmm.
I could also just do another plan completely.
Hmm.
All right, next person to spy on is the Red Raven, since I got the pieces, the silk that but nowhere gave me. Mao gave me.
Mow.
Yeah.
Okay, so how are you doing that? Are you doing that with the
The piece and the crystal ball.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay. So you hold up the silk cloth and begin to scry upon the image of the red raven that is in your head. And as you do so, the crystal ball starts spinning. The clouds within it like continue to spin rapidly as they try and focus, but it seems unable to do so. Make an Arcana check. And if Boom Crash is with you and observing, she also can attempt this check.
Okay.
Did you do this in the same room?
Yeah, we'd be basically chilling inside my house, being like, "What a day!"
Man, what a day! What a great Senate meeting, huh? Don't say that often. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
There we go.
All right. So
Yes, it did better.
yeah, Zumasu, you've kind of used the orb more, and as a paladin, you're kind of versed in the types of magic that could be doing this, and you recognize this as a non-detection spell. It seems that she has this spell active upon her, so divination magic is not going to work.
I ain't raised no fool. Okay, I'm gonna try it on
Yeah.
the cleric guy that I had run into before. Let me check my notes. The ones that she poked and I managed to grab a piece of like a holy symbol.
Okay.
Oh, who was that?
Let
Right.
me go to my notes real quick.
Do you mean the senator?
Yeah.
Okay. You attempt to scry upon the senator. At this point, it looks like the senator has made it back to their like penthouse, as it were. It looks like they are screaming and yelling for the guards to get to their doorway and maintain their posts. They seem scared for their life.
Nothing else happening? You
Uh,
ain't given
He seems
instructions or anything?
he seems to largely be trying to shore up inside of his penthouse and wait for the whole thing to blow over, much like you guys.
Fair enough.
From what you can tell, he's pretty high up, so you can't really see anything else in the city, like from the windows or anything.
Okay.
So Mao, you're over there with Tragedy,
Mhm.
and yeah, are you doing anything? Tragedy is surprised by your appearance. He goes, Mao, what's going on? There's like a riot or something. Some bird came by and told me to eat the rich, so I've just been yelling it at people.
Oh, good, good. Proud of you. I mean, you want more? Do you not want more? Because that's what's going down. It seems like everyone wants more. Also, the Red Raven showed up. Have you heard of her? Have you seen her? Can you like connect me with that one? Elbow side.
Yeah, I wish, but I've heard of that Red Raven. She's not really affiliated with the Vintners, if you know what I mean.
Figured.
But
Hey, I was just asking. You like to play both sides. You can't lie. I know you do.
you do know me, but I also tend to keep track of my things, like my hat.
Mm,
Um,
I'll hand the hat over.
yeah,
Speaking of which,
yeah. Thank you. I hope that you used it well.
I mean, of course. Why wouldn't I use it well?
Well, either way, I'm gonna stay here and make sure that none of my stuff gets stolen. I've sent my 2 lackeys to the front and back doors. Make sure nothing gets out.
That's fair. I just feel like I'd be posted here. I might stop off and go and check on Smolder as well. You know, you work in folk. Wink, wink. Just trying to make sure you're not all, I guess, on loud noise. Holy shit.
There's just a loud car going by.
My whole chest vibrated as the bass went by. Just making sure you guys are all right. Seems like you'll be fine. Everyone's going up to like the higher portion of Allure, but I don't know. I mean, while the cat's away, the mice might play.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. He holds up a hand crossbow that's underneath a sheet that he was just kind of like holding nearby.
Nice.
Anywho, so what, you staying here?
For a bit. Why, do you not like my company now?
No, it's just a little freakishly intense, you know?
Shut up. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
So, you want to make out, or?
No! God damn it. Can I go sit at the front of the stoop? I'm just gonna stand there. I'm just gonna eye everybody going by.
He kind of shrugs and goes back inside of his apartment and like starts looking out the windows, side-eyeing every hooligan that runs by. Alright, Amon,
Yes.
you have made it to the Arcane College pretty quickly. You can see that the college itself has been shored up with walls of force all over the front entrances. You're not sure if the like upper balconies or anything have the same sort of protection, but it seems like they're not letting anybody in that isn't a student or faculty.
Wall of force. Okay. And the doors are closed, obviously, and like no one should be looking out. So, I guess that's kind of a bummer.
There are
Well,
people that seemed to have had the same idea as you, and they like come over to the college and they're like banging on the wall of force trying to get in. Um, it looks like even if you start like making a scene here, no one's gonna listen to you unless it's to
yeah,
cast a spell to get you all to go away.
yeah. There's nothing that can do to break through this, unfortunately. So,
As you ponder this, you see people start pouring up from the Gloomway, which is the stairwell that leads up to the Patriciate Ward from the Undercity. Um, the guards have started pouring up in there, yeah, like towards the top of the stairs, though, and they are trying to create some sort of like barricade to keep people out of the walled district where the nobility reside. You can only assume that a similar thing is happening in the Gate District, in the Gate Market to the west.
well, everything's under lockdown. So at this stage, I think, yeah. Let's see. There's nothing really much to do. The gate district is locked. Is the gate market open?
If it is open, it's
I
probably
mean,
being locked down.
okay.
And it's also nighttime, so the night merchants are probably few and far between. The Gate Market is usually open during the day to discourage thieves.
Well, in that case, the best thing for me to do is just go to the Royal Gardens and take a snooze.
All right,
I'll be able to, I'll be able to teleport in tomorrow.
right. You guys, I guess Zumasu, we can go back to you if you're still doing something, since you've been trying to scry on people.
I might actually be ballsy. I might actually try and get to the Leaf Crown to see if I can break into Arm's desk. But I need Mal for this.
Well, you
But
can certainly
I'm try-
attempt to find Mao, or I think they might have the Sending Stone.
I think I have the earring on.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll call the Mal then.
It's hard to tell if she was being responsible and put the earring on, or like hid it on your person, or threw it in a trash can, or whatever.
She had it in her pocket, so I'll just be yelling at it for a little bit and see if she answers. Maybe she'll
Ring,
make a
ring,
perception check.
ring, ring. Fuck. What? God
Mal.
damn it. What?
It's not in his office. I think that he might have a chance.
I'm just gonna look back over at Tragedy. Tragedy, you think you're okay? You're good for tonight, right?
Yeah, sure.
I might need to borrow the hat for tonight.
I've had it back for about half an hour.
I know, but I might have to go and kill someone, and I don't really want to do it by looking like me.
Yeah, take it.
Thank
I'm not
you.
using it tonight.
Actually, do I have anything fancy on me that I can give to him? Be like, here, I promise I'll bring it back.
I don't know, do you?
I'm looking. Ooh, I'm gonna try and give him the robe of eyes.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
You're never
No.
gonna get that back.
No.
Make
It's a terrible
I
idea.
probably can't give it away, that's the problem. But I don't know that.
make a charisma saving throw.
You done fucked up.
As you say to him, "Oh, here, collateral," and you start like taking off the robe, and as you start to take it off, you feel like a pulling sensation, and you look at where you're trying to tear off the cloak, and it seems like there's almost like these little attachments from it to you. It seems to be tightening its grip upon you, and you feel this dark sensation creep into your mind that says, "No."
I mean, here's this thing, and I'll give him a pendant. The the emerald pendant of the dragonfly.
Oh. Well, thank you, I suppose. Hey, Wait, this is a Taurus's symbol.
Yeah, I found it in a brothel.
I don't know if I should have this.
So?
Look, nobody steals from that guy, okay?
I didn't steal from him. It was on the floor.
Still, I don't want it. Just take the hat and go, okay?
Fine. Walks away.
Alright, you meet up with Zumasu and Boomcrash.
Yeah, so I did a little quick check. And apparently, you guess the Leaf Crown's kind of going through a few things right now. So since the office seems a little empty, I'm saying we might have to do a quick break-in while we have the moment to blame it on the situation.
I mean, whatever you want to, that's fine.
I don't think we're gonna have many chances. I can always check and see if more people are in there closer to the time. Also, my dog's still around, isn't he? I can still use my dog as a lookout.
Yes, your dog did meet up with you after the fiasco at the Senate.
Okay, so I'm just gonna ask we all, put on disguises. I'm actually just gonna be a generic Leaf Crown person for now, and see if I need to, switch around a little bit differently later.
Alright, are you disguised en route?
Yes, we're disguised en route. We probably wouldn't go through, we'd have to go the long way unless we... Wait. Boomcrash, you can... I was going to ask if you could come with and keep a low profile and disguise yourself.
Sure? Hold on, I think I might have a spell for that.
Because, we want to be a little sneaky, but it's going to take too long, I feel like, if we go the normal route. So we're going to float over walls, but we'll need your help for that.
Okay, disguising self. I can do that.
So the plan is, since you have telekinesis, right? Instead of going up the stairs like every other schmuck, we cut through to get to the Leaf Crown Armory by going up the stairs and then floating over that wall. Have to be discreet, though.
Were you pinging? I wasn't looking.
No,
Okay, we're going
I
over that
wasn't.
wall.
Hold on, I'm trying to understand what the plan is.
He wants...
So this part's blocked off by guards right now because they're trying to get into the noble sector. We're not technically trying to get into the noble sector, we're trying to get to the Leaf Crown. So we cut through by going across this wall using telekinesis, and then sneak over to the stronghold.
Wait, which wall? Hold on, I think I was zoomed in too much. So this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That way we can not technically be directly with the crowd.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. You guys start making your way up through the crowd. I guess I'll do this in a sort of skill challenge format to see if you guys can get there. So the object is going to be to get 3 successes before you get 3 failures.
I'm using disguise self, so it's magical disguise.
Okay, and you're disguised as a leaf crown?
Yeah, generic half-elf Leaf Crown guy.
Okay. Heading through the protesters that are angry at the leaf crown guards?
I'll wear a cloak over it. That's a fair
Okay,
point.
getting meta, casting disguised self and then putting a cloak over the disguised self. I like it.
Yeah. I need one disguise for one thing, one disguise for another, and I don't want to burn all the spell slots immediately.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you guys first make some stealth checks. Let's actually do it in initiative order. Let's roll for that initiative. God bless America. I mean, God bless you.
Hi. That was cute.
They just keep getting louder.
Alright. Crash
Oh,
is
yeah,
in
got
the
it.
initiative.
Also, as we're walking along, I might... Boomcrash, do you want to hold on to this, by the way? It seems to be kind of, bad luck is what it looks like. And I'll pull out, like, the pendant. I know you had relationship things with this guy.
Yeah, it's like I want the motherfucker to die, but sure, I'll take it. I'll hold on to it. That's no problem
Well,
for me.
Either that, I mean, I could slip it on someone else. I feel like, I don't know, do you think he'd be able to scry on this?
I mean, I already have
I mean-
another thing from him, so...
Not for nothing, I probably could use the crystal ball, but if Aetorus is magically inclined, he probably has non-detection, or at least can save the, He could probably tell if we're spying on him.
Yeah, that's what happened to my teacher.
But I'm just saying, like, I feel like he could also... Couldn't he technically spy on us if we own one of his own things?
Yeah, but I already have one of his own things, remember?
Alright.
Yeah,
I
he
have
probably.
the flock memento, I have the ring that he gave me, that's a direct line.
So you're a giant beacon, and it doesn't matter if you hold on to this. And she extends out the pendant.
Exactly. So
Okay,
I
cool.
will take it.
All right, Mal, roll for initiative. You have to click on your token. That should be roll initiative. I see it there. Okay. Cool.
No, it's just not on my macros.
Weird.
The bar, yeah. Well, we
Oh.
had it in character sheets, remember? It's been like that for a while.
Okay. So, Zumasu, I'm gonna have you, because I guess it's the most pertinent one anyway, I'm gonna have you attempt a stealth check as you try and work your way through the crowds, hiding your true nature as a Leaf Crown guard. I'm gonna give you advantage. Oh, well, I guess not, because you're disguised as a Leaf Crown. Okay, so here's the thing. That's one fail. So people start to, as you're heading through the town with Mao disguised as Biff or somebody.
Generic thug.
Okay, just a generic thug. Swap the face around a bit. And the Kenku, somebody
and
catch.
Boomcrash is not a Kenku. She's... Can I use disguise self to turn myself into like a short little half elf instead?
Yeah, sure. Just go and right-click on your token, hit multi-sided, and you can find the disguised version of Boom Crash. Supposedly.
Haha! Okay, got it.
There you
Thanks.
go. Now you
That's
have glasses as well. Okay, so the two Groucho Marxes and the generic thug are heading through. Zumasu, somebody catches a glimpse of your armor and says, "Hey, that guy's Leaf Crown!" And then they start chasing after you. Some of them are brandishing weapons, but there's way too many for you to take on, you think, and worse, they're probably citizens. So, let's move on to Mao. What are you doing as the citizens start charging you guys? Presumably you're still trying to get to your goal.
I'm going to... Sleight of hand the manacles that are on Zumasu. And then put it on him. Be like, stop! No, we got this! But I'm only gonna put it on one hand. Like, it's only be locked on one hand. We're taking a prisoner! We got this!
You're turning Zumasu into the Wookiee. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And badly.
So, I'm not going to call that a sleight of hand check. I'm going to call that a deception check.
Okay.
Then I give her advantage because I have a lot of deception.
No, because you've used your turn attempting to hide.
Oh, she's got a lot of deception too.
Mhm. So, everybody,
Shit.
as they approach and you hold up the manacles, people like slow down and go like, "Yeah, break the shackles!" And then they like shove past you, like they shove into Zumasu a bit, and like throw things at him.
Oh, probably spit on him a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of people spitting and shouting expletives, and you start like leading him through the crowd forcefully in an attempt to like just show that you're the one in charge, not him. Okay, Boom Crash. You guys are still making your way towards them, towards the wall. What are you doing to help this sort of deception and also like push past all of these people?
Going to sort of because now we have Miles pretty much got the whole deception thing, so I'm just going to, because they are two people moving as a unit, I'm going to use my smaller frame to sort of find the best pathway in order to move through the crowd.
Okay, so you're gonna kind of be the pathfinder here.
Yes.
I'm gonna call that a survival check.
Oh god.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
terrible.
pretty iffy one, but it's survival in the urban sense.
Haha!
All right, a natural
Okay.
20. So you start heading your way on through. You found a back alley where some of the protesters are not gathered, and you duck Zumasu through there, and you guys kind of like recoup and like, we got to be careful, Zumasu. He's a leaf crown. They're going to be after him. So you guys like double up on your efforts, and you make it towards the next sort of
Well,
tier.
we're not using my real name because we don't want that to be a thing either. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you're in an alley talking amongst each other. You're not shouting your plan to the rooftops.
Okay.
The group chat.
This is the
We
group
still
chat.
have the group chat.
So Zumasu, it is your turn. As you make it up to this next level, there's still a bunch of people here. You can see your old apartment. There's been a lot of people like breaking into the windows of the apartment. And the landlord is outside, your ex-landlord, and he's like shouting at them to get off our property. There's a lot of ruckus going on here. You might be able to get by unperturbed. What do you do in this situation? Can you think of a skill check that might be helpful as you're trying to get past this crowd?
I don't know. I'm gonna just I'll make it. No, that'd be terrible. Nothing except for maybe just stealth again. That's all I got.
Okay.
Trying to keep low. Because if I tried something else, it would be a bad idea.
All right. I guess try another. How about try a deception check, because now you're in on the guys. All right.
Better at that.
Yeah, that's good. So you have succeeded in making the people either not keep track of you or not see you as a threat as you start to find your way towards the stairs. Mao, a group of people has clogged the stairwell as you're trying to get Zumasu through. They don't seem to see you as a threat, but you're having trouble getting up the stairs. What do you do to help the rest of the party? You could probably get up there pretty easy, but what about them?
I was thinking thaumaturgy, try and make everyone. No, because that would just sound like more people mobbing in. Fuck.
All
I
I
don't
can think of is, like, fuck, what was his name? The giant. Everybody move!
Andre the Giant?
Andre the Giant, there we go.
Everybody move!
That's why I was kind of thinking using like thaumaturgy or something
You
like
can
that
try
to like,
it.
project my
I
voice.
say try it.
All right, I'll give it a shot. Yeah, thaumaturgy.
Make an intimidation check with advantage. Okay, you just launch your voice out, and even though disguise self doesn't change your voice, the thaumaturgy makes it deep and booming in your like manly thug form, and you're like, "Everybody out! Vintner's business!" And then like brandish the Sumasu like above you, and everybody kind of like is astonished and confused, and like just lets you through because they don't want to mess with the Vintners, but they also know that you're like seemingly on their side with this leaf crown guard and chains. Okay, that's another success. Boom crash. As you guys make your way up the stairs, you're heading your way towards the top, but it seems as if there are a few Leaf Crown that are stragglers here. They seem to be getting mobbed by a lot of the rioters, and it looks like they might kill them.
Oh. Oh, damn it.
And what do you want to do?
Okay. How much do I care?
One of the Leaf Crown shouts, "So much for the tolerant left!"
Oh,
Ugh.
now he just needs to be bitch slapped. God, okay, hold on. What do I got? What do I got? What do I got?
With
I'm so glad
telekinesis?
that I'm so glad that I'm sleeping on the bench.
Bless you. Bless you.
Am I allowed to do anything?
No, this is
Not your
Boom
turn.
Crash's turn.
Okay.
It's sort of like a pseudo combat.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's. Huh. No, that. If I do erupting earth, will that just fuck everybody up?
Largely, yeah, it's gonna damage everybody in the area. And a lot of them are commoners, they probably will get gravely injured.
Ooh, 3d12 bludgeoning damage.
Can you
Massive
do spells
right.
as non-lethal damage?
Not particularly. Maybe if it was an attack.
Because
And
what
otherwise,
if
it's the only other thing that I have is like shatter.
that was kind of what I was thinking. But
You could
if
also
you
attempt
can't
a
do it
skill check of
non-lethally-
some sort.
Oh no, I used that up. Oh, I have an alarm scroll.
I think that takes 10 minutes to cast. Or
It's a scroll.
That doesn't change the
Oh,
spell.
it still takes 10 minutes. Damn.
Yeah.
Means that you don't use a spell slot for casting. That's all scrolls do.
I can tell you, if you're looking for a spell to cast to disperse the crowd non-lethally, you could attempt Eldritch Blasts on them and try and hit them non-lethally.
Okay,
Just push them around, shoot them across.
Yeah, just shoot
shove
them
them
with
away.
non-lethal rounds of your Eldritch Blast.
Okay, sure. Let's do that.
Same you from the vintners. That seemed to work last time.
In this case, I'm going to have you make a an intimidation check. Also, I
Okay.
would like to clarify: are you shooting the people that are beating up the Leaf Crown, or not? Or shooting the people that are the Leaf Crown?
If I'm shooting the people who aren't Leaf Crown, would I be able to just sort of like just create a human pile? Just a lot of people sort of clanking around?
This is more of a dispersal
10-foot.
thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that you can attempt an intimidation check with advantage because of your Eldritch Blasts.
Okay.
Okay, you shout and yell as you start dispensing shadowy Eldritch Blasts, knocking people away from the Leaf Crown guards. The people seem to have gotten the message and they start backing off. They're like yelling at you and the Leaf Crown. The Leaf Crown have gotten up. They seem to shout thank you over the crowds, and then they run off, trying to find a way
out. Yeah.
into the crowds.
I would yell at them to get the fuck out.
All right. After this dispersal, you guys head into the third tier. You can see the wall up ahead that you guys are trying to get to. This is like you guys have passed right by the Shadow Slums and the Aloran Vintners themselves. There's a lot of looting going on in this area. The Ducal Grail, which is a kind of high society, highest society in the Undercity tavern, that has gotten its windows smashed in. People are like taking nice chairs and like the chandelier and just like running out with it. There's a whole lot of people here. Zumasu, what are you doing? There's a lot of violent looters in this area.
Don't want to go out too much. Well, okay. There are three things. Is anyone like attacking somebody like with the Leaf Crowns before, even if they're civilians?
Nope. There's just a lot of just a lot of looters here.
Is our path technically blocked or not?
The path is sort of blocked. I'm gonna say that you might get caught in the crossfire. That you can see a lot of people themselves getting caught in the crossfire up ahead. Like, people are just grabbing onto random citizens and starting to beat them up as they try and make their way to other houses and like jump inside to just loot whatever they can.
Okay. I guess.
If you want to defend
I
yourself, I
guess-
might say that you could make an athletics check to try and shove people away from you.
Yeah, I guess that's the best I'd do. I'd probably just continue my way. In this case, if people are in the way, then yeah, athletics to just make sure I don't get pushed away or taken away.
Okay, make an
Put the feeling
athletics.
for it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
All right. As you're heading through, I'm going to say this is more of a partial success. you start shoving people away from you, and then as soon as one of them catches a glimpse of your armor, they don't seem to care the fact that you are in chains and like Mao is the one like doming you at the moment, and and the looters like converge upon you. I'm gonna need each one of you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh.
At least I got my bonus.
Can I just stab someone?
This
You
is more of a
can.
saving throw.
Oh. And that's -1.
That, but it's +4. At least
Ah.
it's not. At least
Ah.
it's not 1.
Ah,
That's pretty good.
All right, and Zumos. Oh, you did make yours. Okay, so as the violent looters converge on you, it looks like a lot of them are wearing like the typical garb of like vintner's thugs and sorts. They start beating you guys up. Zumasu and Mao, you guys are going to take half damage, but the rest of you are going to take. Well, the rest of you,
Me.
you. So, you guys each take 17, half of 17 damage, which is going to be 9. Boom Crash, you're going to take 17.
Cool.
Okay, Mao, it is your turn. These dudes have converged upon you, and they are still continuing to beat you up. What do you want to do now?
Stab a bitch.
All right. I'm gonna have this be an abbreviated sort of combat, and have you make a. I'm gonna have you make an intimidation check, as well as an attack roll and damage. It'll just help me adjudicate.
So intimidate check and then attack roll.
Yeah, you're gonna attack them all and see if that's enough to make them go away. And roll for damage as well. Alright, yeah, so as you start clattering swords with them, a few of them have like taken out clubs or like improvised weapons. You just like kick one of their weapons to the ground, like stab one of them, and then you start pointing your rapier around at other people, like, anybody else want some? And eventually they seem to get the point, pun intended, and then they start backing away from you. Oh, whoa. Come on, let's go get the next house. Yeah, fuck this guy. And then they run off. That's gonna be a success. Boom Crash. It looks like the way to the stairs is clear. It's just going to require a straight up athletics check as you guys make the final push. You're starting to sort of fall behind and not being as limber as the rest of your compatriots. This is going to be an athletics check.
Little birdie legs.
All right, and that is a final success as you guys make it up towards the wall that you guys wanted to get to. Boom Crash, you're using telekinesis to get over the wall? Get everybody over? Was that the plan?
Yep.
That was the plan.
Okay, I'm also gonna clear the combat. Oop. Okay, so Boom Crash, you take your spell and you begin like hauling Mao and Zumasu up the wall, kind of like hidden amongst the wall itself, to try and get them up to the balcony overlooking the Gloomway, and then you take a bucket and put it underneath yourself and then lift the bucket up speedrunning style so that you can also get up onto the balcony.
Wall skips.
You've completed a Lore skip. And yeah, you go into this area. There's a lot of people coming out of their houses, but they're mostly wondering what's going on. They have heard the noise, and there's a lot of like sort of middle class people just like kind of scratching their heads like, have you guys heard what's going on? What is it? I don't know. The tavern is still going strong. There's not much here in terms of stopping your movement. So you guys are able to head on through as you make your way south to the
Okay.
Leaf Crown, the Acanthus Stronghold.
Can we pull into an alley real quick to just get a little more specifics on this thing?
Yeah,
Just
sure.
go over a few details.
You guys kind
Okay,
of duck into the
so-
nearby alley.
So we kind of already been going to the Acanthus Stronghold, sort of like meta-wise. it is Arn's office isn't just like the front door. It's more like I have to go in, go past like a check-in or whatever, and then go to his office. I just want to kind of know what I'm dealing with from visiting him, because I think it would make sense more for just me and the disguised Mao to go in. Well, a disguised me, a disguised Mao, and Book Crouch just keep watch, versus all three of us going in.
Mal's just gonna put her hand in front and be like, first off, you should go in after me. Just saying.
Well,
They're expecting you.
no, but I'm not going to be myself. If I go in, I will probably be called immediately to go out and do something. It's kind of the issue.
Actually doing here? Are we killing somebody?
I plan on killing somebody.
Mao came here to kill somebody.
You really thought this out.
No,
We're mostly here to just raid Arn's office and see if anything's in there. Because if he's not in there, which is why I was going to
Okay,
also
so
just
then many
double-check
hands
to see
make
if
light work, and let's fucking go.
fine.
Do you
How are
want
you
me to
gonna
use a
sneak?
distraction?
I guess so, but that's why I'm asking Chris about how much I know about the stronghold itself. Because I'm like saying if we just distract people in the front, that's not exactly going to like deal with all the people inside.
Yeah. So from your
So it's kind of like the
idea,
layout of the building.
the layout of the building is fairly regular. There is like a small courtyard on the first floor that's like a big open area surrounded by like a sort of cloister of like other hallways that branch off from it. And then the upper levels are more like office space, as well as a few like wide open barracks. And then the uppermost levels are your offices. And they're pretty small, like government sort of buildings, much more boring as you get higher up. There is like a pretty quick pathway to get up towards the top because this is one of the paths to get into the Patriciate Ward. So there is like a pipeline as well, but that's probably going to be very busy.
Yeah. Okay. But you just said it was separated. Okay, how crazy would it be for us to just telekinesis on top of the building to sneak in through, to get into the courtyard area instead of going through the normal entrance?
Honestly, not that crazy. You can see that there are battlements up top, but there's not too many people up there. There's only like 1 or 2 guards.
Okay. So we have Goose, right? So
Mhm.
we could have Goose cause a distraction, and then we could fly up there and sneak through. I'd say that wouldn't be a terrible plan.
Oh, does Goose get to be a bird of chaos? Could Goose start
Goose-
like casting shit?
That way, all three of us can get into the building without having to go through normal security, and once we're in, we can act a
Awesome.
little bit more. Whatever.
Goose is gonna come and fuck some bitches up. This is gonna be
So
great.
everybody keep your disguises great. You have telekinesis ready, and we try to get Goose to make the guards not pay attention as we climb the wall to get into the courtyard, so we can then get to the other office.
Okay. Now, what spell do I want Goose to cast? Dude.
You could use Mal could use thaumaturgy to make Goose like say some shit or something. Like
I
harass
was
the
just
guards
gonna
or something.
attack them with a touch attack.
So, yeah, because I think that you can only channel touch spells through the familiar. Is that how that
Yeah.
works?
Yeah,
Yeah, you can only
so.
cast a spell with a range of touch.
So. But Chill Touch has that in the name. That's such a pain.
There's an entire YouTube video dedicated to how Chill Touch doesn't get used because people don't know what it actually does.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, it
like
sends
you
a
think it is.
handout that touches them, and then it prevents healing. It's like a very weird and niche spell.
Yeah, it doesn't chill, nor does it really actually require
Sometimes-
touching.
Hold on. There's a inconsistency. Shocking
Did
grasp.
you? Shocking
on.
grasp. Yeah,
works.
that's a touch.
That I have.
Alright, yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Alright, so Goose is going to fly up and go, alright, this is going to be fun. Watch this. And then just like takes off and soars up into the night sky. Of course, nobody is paying attention to the Raven against the dark moonlight. They are looking at a gathering crowd below, and Goose can see that from the west, it seems like the rioters have started to come and converge upon the military ward, but they aren't coming from the direction you guys came from. The Leaf Crown has started gathering guards up against the main gates, which is like right to the east side of the stronghold. They are starting to form a barricade there as they have gotten word as to what's going down. Goose flies up and can see that there are 2 Leaf Crown guards up here. What does Goose do?
Goose goes after one of the guards and shocking grasps.
All right, cast Shocking Grasp.
Hey. So, deliver a shock to a creature you try to touch. So, I guess.
Here. There you go.
There we go. Should I do action beak? Or
No, just go to your spell list and click on the Shocking Grasp.
I did.
Oh.
And it's a spell card.
Oh, I see.
Sorry.
It would use your spell attack, I believe.
Okay. So I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast then.
Yeah. I think you also just have a button that says spell attack. Yeah, that's gonna hit. Especially since it has advantage, I believe, on metal armored opponents. Goose goes over and just like slowly lands upon one of the guards' heads, and he just kind of like grabs his helmet, like, what the? And he like kind of looks up, and Goose just kind of like pauses for a moment and looks down at the guard from above on the helmet, and then just squawks at him and says, "You're toast!" And then shocks him. How much damage is that going to be? That's going to be, for you, are you 11th yet, or are you still 10?
I don't remember. Fuck. I'm 11.
Oh, then that's
Oh,
3d8 lightning damage.
Oh, I hope it wasn't a rookie.
Yeah. The guard is painfully jolted, and he slumps down and falls onto the ground. Goose is just kind of flying there. The other guard spins around and goes, "What, Frank?" and then starts running towards him. Okay, the guard is going to try and attack Goose. It seems to have designated him as a threat. He takes his spear and he like starts trying to jab at him in the air as Goose is trying to get in for another attack.
Goes in for the kill.
The guard is futilely just like trying to poke a very tiny bird. Goose can go and do their turn if you want.
Okay.
Same
Goose-
plan?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So-
I think we got a good enough distraction for us to float in. Just try to keep Goose safe. Don't try to kill the guys, just try to distract them.
Unfortunately, that's not a natural 20 per se, but that does hit. Roll another 3d8.
Hey, Goose, do non-lethal.
Nope, not for this.
Yeah,
Oh,
Boom Crash
God.
came to kill, and this is the crash of the boom part. So Goose soars in and like slams into the guard's torso and shocks right through his breastplate. You can see his eyes and mouth light up for a second, and then he falls down to the ground. And yeah, Goose just kind of says to you, assuming that you're like looking through his eyes, he goes, "Yeah, coast is clear." Oh wait, was I supposed to make a distraction or?
You did great, baby. You did beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Are the guards okay?
They are not moving, but Boom Crash, that is for you to tell them.
They're unconscious.
Should I make sure they're stable?
Well, you aren't up there yet. It takes Boom Crash's telekinesis to get you guys up there.
Yeah. So I used my telekinesis to get us all up there then.
All right, sounds good. You guys get up top and start making your way into the stronghold.
This is gonna bother my character otherwise. I'm just gonna double check that they're stable or not.
As they start heading in, they don't really know where to go, so they see you like walk away, and they're like, "Hey, come on, what are you doing?" And you head over.
We gotta go.
And check their pulses and whatnot. Make a medicine check.
Don't jam the finger in.
Or, you know what? I'm just gonna give each of them a lay on a hands point and then do, because they're prone, right?
Yeah, they're prone.
I'm just gonna give him 1 hit point and then knock him out again with non-lethal damage.
Okay. Yeah, you spend 2 actions doing a paladin's version of the heal check, or of spare the dying.
I'm just like, where's the damn heartbeat? Fuck this shit. Zap. I'm alive.
All right.
Just looking at this and just shaking her head. Just, oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet.
All right. You guys head into the Acanthus stronghold.
Okay, I put off the cloak. Okay, guys, we gotta keep this kind of moving. We know where Arn's office is. Let's head over there. Let's just don't ask. Don't try to act like you've got something important to do. Try not to acknowledge anyone.
Mao kind of nods in understanding. This is kind of her shtick. Boom Crash kind of gulps and gives a nod as well. You guys head inside. I'm gonna have you guys make a group deception check, because it's kind of hard to hide from people here. All right.
We just gotta look like we're doing something important.
Okay. So it looks like, for the most part, you guys are able to rush through. Everybody's sort of worried about what's going on outside rather than what's going on inside the Acanthus stronghold. And you can see, from the looks of it, that the entryway to your main offices is vacant. So you can head on in, and I'm gonna take you there.
Okay.
It is good.
Feels awesome. Goose is the best. I'm so happy about that.
Okay, you guys are in the rather slender hallway, and Amon is also not there, but I put his character there anyway.
He's there in spirit.
He's there
But not
in
really,
spirit.
because he's trying to avoid this whole thing.
Right.
Well, also, I kind of got trapped. Like, I don't think they're gonna let me go back down there when everyone's barricaded.
I mean,
on the
you
top
got,
floor.
you got to mention door. You can do what you
No,
want.
no, I remember I tried using it, it failed.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't go anywhere.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, just hope that the Leaf Crown doesn't take to trying to beat up homeless people that are still up there.
Oh, shit.
I know you can even do like your own jump off of the cliffside and cast like spare the dying on yourself.
Or Death Ward.
Death
Oh
ward,
god,
yeah.
he makes himself a martyr for the people.
No, it's for himself. He just wants them to like leave him alone.
All right, you guys can enter the
For office
offices.
space. Alright, I guess we should do a perception check. I want to make sure nobody's here.
All right, make a perception check.
Don't mind me, I'm just moving around to see what the
God
hell's going
damn it.
on. So that doesn't bite me.
Damn fireworks going on outside. Very
Oh, really?
close.
Wait, what's to celebrate? What's with the fireworks?
People do fireworks like all the time from like halfway through June through halfway through August.
It's accessible, that's all.
It's super annoying. Anywho, okay.
Yep.
So your perception check, Zumasu, it doesn't seem like anybody's here. You open up the door and peek inside. You can see that a lot of the cubicles are vacant. They're heavy iron locked file cabinets are standing next to everybody's desks. All their papers have either been locked away or unimportant ones are kept out on the tables. There's also a lot of like cabinets holding a lot of other like just guard materials and whatnot. But yeah, the office for Arn is in the northwest corner of the room.
Okay, how loud were we when we entered? I just realized this. I did this a little out of order.
You guys didn't really take any precautions when entering that much, because it kind of looked vacant, but it seems to be pretty vacant in here as well.
Okay. If that's the case, because I probably should have taken a check while, like, hid back in the courtyard to double check if Arn wasn't still here. Whatever, we'll just see if he is or not. We'll deal with that. Now, you'd be okay to deal with that if that's the case?
Yeah, shouldn't someone watch the door maybe?
Okay, Boom Crasher, you got it?
Want me to watch the door? I'll watch the door.
Please. Okay. Mao, do you want to just? I'm gonna follow you along. Can you just listen to the door, see if anyone's on the other side for Arn's room? The door might be locked, which is also why you might need to be front.
You know, Zamosu, I like this side of you. We're not killing yet, but just saying.
No, hopefully we can resolve this without that.
I'm gonna stealth over.
Zumasu, you see that there is someone still here. As you walk past the cubicles, they stand up at attention. Zumasu, Honored
Sorry,
Paladin.
I'm not Zumasu, remember?
Oh,
I'm just
sorry,
random
you're
paladin.
you're generic person.
You generic person.
Oh, I
Right.
didn't change. My disguise went away.
Yeah, because I just had your default character. Sorry. So you there you go. Yeah, see. You head over in your generic leaf crown disguise. The knight stands up. Recruit, what are you doing here?
I was looking for Captain Arn. We have an important matter to discuss.
You went out to quell the crowds outside. I'm
Oh.
still here guarding everything. But yeah, we're probably gonna need you on the front.
Sure. I guess that's reasonable. If you just want to let me know what sort of orders I gave, I was like just guarding another district, so I was just told to go get him. I'm not really sure what's up.
Yeah,
I'm
everything's
gonna
pretty, everything's
I'm
pretty
gonna kind of
chaotic right
motion
now.
for Mao to sneak over, and I'm gonna try and lead this guy outside.
Okay. Mao and Boomcrash make stealth checks as Zumasu tries to lead this guy away.
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did.
We're gonna
Oh, I see.
we're gonna knock him out non-lethally, because you're gonna see me hit him as soon as he gets close to me.
Okay. You guys hide amongst the cubicles, and Mao, you're probably like up, kind of where Amon's ghost is, hiding around the file cabinets. So Zumasu in this vacant sort of like neutral guard appearance. The other knight says, "Come on, let's find out what your orders are." Make a deception
got
check, actually.
Really? Wait, why is my deception so low? It shouldn't be that low.
Shouldn't have +2, I would think.
Yeah, no, it should be significantly higher. Yeah, my deception was +8.
Did you roll that from your sheet or from the drop down?
I rolled it from my character.
That's weird.
Let me try it again. Okay, that was weird.
Did you? I don't know what happened there. if you rolled it from the same place and got 2 different results. Okay, so either way, the knight seems to believe you. It's a slim chance, but he's not sure what to do with you either. So he starts leading you out of the offices of the Grey Guards. And
Non-lethal sneak attack!
you shout non-lethal sneak attack, and then Mao and Boomcrash leap out of hiding.
Pikachu.
Do what you guys want to do. You guys have surprise.
Fuck.
I have nothing to target.
Does that hit?
I just targeted Tsumosu because I have nothing to target.
It's weird. Oh, I think it's because he's just a token, not a character. Okay, yeah. You guys take out. You have advantage because you have surprise.
Oh.
That is, I believe. With the assassinate, that is enough to take him out in one hit.
Non-lethally.
Non-lethally. Boomcrash, you launch your Eldritch Blast from like beneath a chair. Mao jumps on top of the file cabinets and then leaps down onto his back and just kind of like conks him over the head with the butt of her rapier. And the guard goes down. You guys check his pulse, and he does seem to still be alive, but unconscious.
Okay, now I'm gonna just quickly weaken that Bernie's this and put him in this chair over here, slouched over like he's just reading something.
He's sleeping.
So
okay.
if somebody walks by, they'll just be like, oh, he's just staying out late.
Yeah, rough night, buddy. Okay. It's on
Okay,
you
let's
guys
go to
now.
that door. Now,
Okay.
let's check this door.
Back to being on watch. You guys go.
Okay.
You got better
Thank you for helping.
perceptions than I do if you want to just make sure nobody's on the other side. I mean,
Yeah.
they probably would have burst through, but maybe they're hiding.
So Mao, you take a listen at the door. You don't hear anybody on the other side.
Is the
Is it
door
clear?
is the door unlocked?
The door is locked tight.
All right,
Let-
do your thing now.
Okay, Mao, as you're making a Thieves' Tools check, Boom Crash, make a perception check. Okay, Boom Crash, as you start to keep watch, it's taking Mao a lot longer than you thought it would to make that lock go away. Whoops. And you hear somebody coming by.
Coming in or coming by?
Coming by. The doors are unlocked, but they're also... You're not sure if they are going to be coming in or not.
I say pull ventriloquist if somebody tries to talk to the knight, and that'll give us a minute to think.
I guess, yeah. There's no like present threat right now, so I'm not gonna do anything. But I'm going to Mao is in sight, so I'm just gonna let her know that someone is nearby.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast True Strike on them.
You cast True Strike on yourself. The footfalls slow down near the door, and you hear a keyring fumble as the door starts to open. Oh, I guess it was unlocked. And a knight comes inside. I'm doing rounds. What's the report? Hey,
Ventriloquist.
Ventriloquist.
Jeffrey? Okay, you've heard this guy talk before. You could theoretically mimic him using your mimicry trait.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Make a deception check with advantage. And what do you say? Well, make the check first.
Ooh.
17.
Maybe.
Alright, so, the guard, what do you say in this case?
What did he say again?
I'm doing rounds. What's the news? Hey, are you okay?
I'm fine, just a little panicked. No news yet. I'm still waiting. How about you? Anything?
He kind of like narrows his eyes. What are you doing here in the dark? And it is pretty dark where you are. He had like a little sort of candle over where his cubicle was, but he doesn't seem to notice that the guy isn't moving. So he does seem to have believed you. He says, "There's nobody else in the stronghold, but we haven't had word yet. I still need to make it upstairs. Anyway, stay safe."
Be well.
Right, and he heads out, and he closes the door behind him. Right, Mao, make a new Thieves' Tools check. Okay.
Yeah.
The lock is very difficult, but a 20 does do it. You finally finagle the lock and hear it click. You pull out your Thieves'
God.
Tools, and they're a little bent from the effort of the lock, but it seems to have opened it up. Let me open it up. Right. You guys head into Arn's little office. He's got his little plants on his like table and in a pot nearby his desk. He's got a painting of a bunch of Eloran guards or Eloran knights on the Crusades in the Dwarf Wars on his wall, as well as a few other choice pieces, including one of his great-grandfather who also was in the Eloran Guard. There are 2 locked file cabinets as well as a locked cabinet, glass cabinet, that holds a lot of his awards and decorations, as well as some of his ornamental armor from his glory days. There's also a chest nearby and his desk. Where do you guys want to check?
I want to check his desk. He's probably all locked. Damn it!
Let me just take care of it. Just make sure no one's coming through that door.
Okay, just the chest by his desk is probably where I figure somebody like him would keep his stuff. I kind of want to just also check around his desk for any like secret compartments or anything.
All right, Zimasa, with your investigation check, where specifically are you checking around?
I want to check where his desk, like, you know how desks have secret compartments, like around the.
So you're
the
searching
terminal
it for
that does-
secrets.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need her to go check the chest. I just
Oh,
wanna
wait,
see-
what about traps?
Shit.
Well,
Well,
I'm gonna say checking it for secrets is also kind of checking it for traps.
Okay.
What happens when you find them? Well, that's a different story. So as you're searching up and down this desk, it seems like a very like flat on the ground desk. It's got like almost two large rectangular left and right feet that have shelves and cabinets within them, and then a sort of flat top desk with a pull-out drawer in the center. As you start looking for secrets, you don't seem to have found any. It seems to just be an ordinary desk.
Oh, why am I moving that way? Okay, sorry, 1 second. I wasn't just running out of the room in frustration.
I don't think I saw you move, or maybe I missed it.
Oh. No, I was somehow surfing to the bottom of the screen and then I had to move myself back and I don't know why. Okay. Well, I can't investigate that again without more specifics.
Yeah.
I'll just...
So Mao, you start rooting through the desk. It does appear that many of the parts of the desk are locked. You start picking through them. These are fairly simplistic locks on the desk. You're sort of able to brute force one of the side panels open. As you open it up, you see within that there's a lot of personal effects, but nothing too out of the ordinary, although you can make an investigation check.
What do my thievy eyes see?
So as you're looking through, you do find that there doesn't seem to be anything unusual here, or at least nothing incriminating. You do find that there is some valuables. Do you wish to try and take them?
What are the valuables?
It appears to be a jeweled sculpture. It looks to be some, like, perhaps a humanoid figure, like a warrior. It looks stylized, like it could be. Make a history check, actually, but it's
totem?
like an idol.
Okay.
uh-oh. That's not a good sign.
I
You
also point this out to Zemos. I'm like, hey, there's this thing over here.
You take out this, like, idol of a humanoid. It seems to be some sort of tribal warrior of sorts. And as you look it over, you make a sort of educated guess. This appears to be a Yuan-Ti-made statue.
Are there pins or anything? Is this a fucking voodoo doll?
Can I make like a religion check on this thing? Or an arcana check or something?
I'm gonna have you make a history check.
The hell is this thing? What?
You look at it, and you haven't really seen anything like it. You sort of stayed away from Yuan-Ti culture as a whole, but in spite of you being one, you just haven't come across it really in your entire military life here in Allure. But the sculpture does appear to be a Yuan-Ti figure. They've got some serpentine serpentine characteristics, but they're slight and subtle. It's got like jade eyes and like a shield made of obsidian. The rest of it is gold.
You shouldn't have that. Mao, we should take this. I'm gonna give it to
Alright.
Bloomcraft to see if it's magical.
I'll keep unlocking drawers and stuff.
Yeah, maybe check the chest first.
Okay.
I'm gonna go wander and give this to Boom Crash to see if you can see if it's magical.
Okay.
Check for traps first.
You start checking for traps. The 13, you don't sense any traps upon the chest. It appears to be pretty ordinary, iron-bound, made out of like a dark reddish wood. So you start using your thieves' tools to try and break into it. Zumasu, you bring this idol over to Boomcrash, who is still on watch, like hiding right near that knight. You guys can interact right now if you want, while Mao is working on the locks.
Okay.
If
What's
you want
up?
to take a look at this real quick, this is a weird idol for Head of the Leaf Crown to have, considering it seems like it's Yan Ti. And I
Oh,
pass it to her. I'm not sure if it's magical or not. Figured you could take a look over it.
Hold on, let me see what my spell list is. Because I don't want to blow all of my spells.
Detect Magic is a ritual if you have it, but it also
Yeah.
takes 10 minutes to cast. But if you're a level 1 wizard now, you might have a lot more spell slots at your disposal.
Yep.
Going into one more caster level actually doesn't add you much.
It
I'm
just
going
mostly
to
adds to my
also do-
variety.
Well, it does
I'm
if
gonna
you
change
were a
the-
warlock first, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of true because warlocks don't have a lot of spells. They just get them back after their rest. I'm gonna move the unconscious guy a little bit so he just looks like he shifted. I'm gonna give him a little candle.
Okay,
Just-
you there's a candle near him, you light it up.
Okay, there you go, buddy. You'll be fine tomorrow morning. Yep. I give him a tap on the head. Yep. You'll be fine tomorrow morning.
Bonk! He slumps over.
Sit him back up again. There you go.
Alright, Broomcrash, have you found out what you want to do?
Yeah, I guess I can try and do a knowledge arcana check right now, but if we want a more in-depth thing, then it's probably gonna have to wait until we get back.
That's fine. I think we're confiscating it either way.
Okay.
It'll
cool.
also maybe put him on his toes.
I could also start setting shit on fire. That can happen too.
This is technically my office.
Yeah, and
So? Dude, if this Arn guy... Oh, I'm not there. You guys can't hear me. You hear fire!
So
Just from the
Boomcrash.
distance a little bit.
You look it over, it doesn't seem to have any sorts of arcane runes on it. It does have stuff written on it in, it looks like Abyssal. Do you speak Abyssal?
I do not speak Abyssal.
Wait.
Zamasu,
It's
do you speak
always
Abyssal or Infernal?
Yeah, that's what I'm double checking. It's always one or the other. Da-da-da. Abyssal. Yep.
Okay.
And Dwarven.
I pointed out, and I'm like, hey, don't you read this?
Oh, that
Yeah,
was mad tiny. Okay, let me see.
it was mad tiny. You decipher it pretty quickly. It seems to be dedicated to the leader of the Serpent Helm clan.
That's weird.
A
I'm gonna take
Oh,
the.
God.
sort of realization comes over you. This appears to have been the leader of the Yuan-Ti tribe that the Leaf Crown slaughtered and took you in from.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this.
Spook.
I'm gonna hold on to this.
You cautiously and just kind of like sweating a little nervously and excitedly put it into your backpack. Mao, as you're rooting through this this lock mechanism, I'm gonna need you to make a dex save.
Oh, fuck.
Oof.
Oh, fuck. I'm not there.
You are fiddling through the locks, and as you start getting the tumblers set, you have to dig your thieves' tools like a bit deeper, and in the process, you get the last tumbler open, and then a poison needle comes out of the chest and whips, snapping into your finger. You do get hit by this. It is going to deal some damage to you. This is going to be... Man, that's a lot of fireworks going on.
Yeah, it's a lot of children playing with them.
You take 18 poison damage.
Ow.
You start to get a little lightheaded just from this slight finger prick.
I have an antitoxin in my pocket. I had purchased it, and I guess this is a good time for me to rummage through and get this shit out.
You do appear to have gotten poisoned from this, but you can take out that antitoxin and use it if you want. Zumasu, Boom Crash, what are you guys doing?
Did we hear this, or?
It
No,
depends if
it's a
Mao was
needle.
yelling. I think that
Probably not.
yeah, Mao just probably went, God damn it.
Yeah.
So I just probably would have taken the thing and just been like, okay, thanks, Boom Crash. I'm gonna tell you a little bit more details later. This might be related to me somehow. I'm gonna go back over to Mal.
I'll keep watching with Goose.
Thanks. Good voice impression, by the way. Keep that up.
I mimic you. No problem.
Okay,
Oh.
that was a little creepy.
The vial of liquid helps me, so I gain advantage on saving throws against poison for 1 hour.
Okay, and I'm going to say that it gives you a saving throw against the poison effect that has just been applied to you. So make a Constitution save with advantage. Okay, yeah. After taking the antitoxin, you just kind of like twinge and you start to feel a sort of warmth and then a cold as the antivenom works its magic. Well, non-magic, of course. But you are no longer poisoned, which would have been a very difficult thing were you to start going through more of these locks. Okay, but you did end up opening the chest. It just didn't like the way you did it.
Yeah.
You heave open the lid, and inside there is a small metal box. It's unlocked. You open it, and then there's a bunch of funds inside. This seems to be some of the Grey Guards' budget, as it were. There's a lot of coins in there.
No secret compartments? Can I search for that instead?
Sure, you can search for secret compartments. There are a bunch of files and stuff in here as well.
Ooh, okay, yeah, that's because I didn't care about like money as much, just trying to find all the paperwork. So, yeah, I guess rummaging through that. Zoo, I found things.
You did? Okay. I'm gonna investigate to. Can I use investigation to like sort through the papers to see if anything is relevant or useful?
Yeah, that's going to be an investigation check. And it could take a while, so I'm going to say it's at disadvantage.
It doesn't make a difference if I'm particularly looking for stuff on cult activity or if I kind of have topic.
It's just a lot to go through. This
Wow.
looks like it's like a copy of a lot of the important cases that they've had, like over their existence.
Okay, so I'm gonna take it and sit over in the chair then, and then ask Mao to just keep on investigating for a little bit.
Okay, Mao looks inside and does not find any secret doors, in spite of your good roll. You think you've done a good job checking. You did find a weird thing at the bottom of it, though.
Oh?
There's, in spite of this being like a closed chest, there's a lot of like dust at the bottom of it. And as you pick it up, the dust is caked on your fingers and it looks black. There's also a lot of like little papery flakes, almost like ash.
Oh, damn.
Hey Zoo, whatever was in for, I think they knew. I think they knew we were coming.
They burned something?
I think so. I think whatever you were looking for is up in flames.
How far have I gotten in terms of sorting this pile of papers?
You've started looking your way through, but it's the words are starting to blur together. There's cases that you weren't even like a member of the force in order to you've never seen it before. So it's almost all fresh to you as you start like trying to flip towards the more recent stuff. But you're not finding anything relating to cult activity. There was some stuff way back when, but it doesn't seem to be related. Different
You're not gonna
instances,
find
different
anything.
cult.
Those they've been placed. We have to reset everything, and unfortunately, something hit me. Like, it pricked my finger when I opened that. I should be fine, I think. Not feeling anything yet. But-
If you want, I can also kill you, apparently. forgot about this.
Sure, but the point I'm trying to make, they're gonna know that we were here. I can't just reset some venom. Unless you want to take your mouth and you want to spit some venom back in there.
I mean, I could probably do that. It's not necessarily a terrible thing to think though, that we're onto them to some degree. Which is basically, do we make a power move here and make them know that they have to act and see if we can catch them, or do we try and make it seem like they don't know we're coming?
You want a job? I'm up to putting this place in flames.
I mean, I think leaving the impression that we can either like try and be subtle and cover our tracks and make it seem like this was a very professional infiltration, or we can make it look like a bunch of rioters got in and fucked shit up and they won't be able to tell what is missing.
I like that idea.
The issue is,
I know
we
you
have
do.
to- if we do that, then a lot of the office will have to be trashed too. Some of them will.
Yeah.
Do it. Hop to it. I'll
Let's
keep
go.
cabinets.
I have like firebolts. Like I could just start chucking little baseballs of flame everywhere.
You hold up your talons menacingly in little dots of flame at the end of your finger guns.
Like I've been waiting for this. Zuzu, don't take it from me.
This is also
Calm
somewhat.
down, David.
This is somewhat of a moral thing for my guy too.
Yeah, it is. This is your entire livelihood, and you've spent your entire life here. Although Arn isn't what he seems to be, there are
We
a
know
lot
that
of...
Arn isn't Arn, so that's not something to trust. And if this is from way back before, that means he's not necessarily someone to trust, even if he was regular Arn.
Look, I'm looking at you right now. You need to figure out where you want to be in life. Are you going to care about you and your own, or do you want to fall in line with all these pieces of shit that you don't even know what they're up to? Cover your own ass at least, but like, come to, snap, figure that out.
I think we're just gonna make it seem like we aren't gonna completely destroy the office, but if I keep this thing, they'll already know that something's up, and I hold the little trinket. We'll steal a few things. I'm definitely keeping these papers for now, getting a copy of them.
You're
Okay,
alive.
I'm just gonna knock over some file cabinets. We don't have to completely burn everything, but we should set at least a bit of a fire in Arn's office.
I think that actually might not be terrible, but we put everything else in the chest we can put back. We're gonna
Maybe
also
steal some money.
Okay, fine, we can steal some money.
Look,
It's my budget anyway, it seems like.
You can have a little money as a treat.
can I check the cabinets that are in this room that are locked?
That will take a Thieves' Tools check, if you're unlocking them. Investigation check
So-
if you're searching them.
So my recommendation is, because this guy, when he wakes up, is going to say that somebody impersonated the Leaf Crown and did all this shit, which is kind of fine. Wait, does anybody have any Vintner shit on them?
Yeah, we have the fucking A Taurus pendant. I just gave it to Boom Crash. Dude,
But I thought
please-
he wasn't technically Vintners. No, what I'm saying is we set it up to make it seem like the Vintners did this.
I'm pretty sure our characters know that he's like somehow involved with the Vintners. Nearly certain.
The police might not make that connection.
Fuck.
Yeah. Especially
we
since the only one who would be Arn, and he'd kind of know if that was happening or not. We have to make it seem like the rest of my crew would, So I'm gonna take some files, some of the less important ones. I'll take some of my files and show you. We'll make it look like somebody went through here. We won't necessarily make it so that the cases are so difficult, except for Arn's office, since they just took all these pieces. I want to sort all through this piece. So I'll be looking through I'll leave Mao to try and investigate for more, and I'll start moving shit around, kind of particularly a little bit.
Okay.
I'll get rid of my files. That's what I'll do completely, because I have copies of my shit, because I back my things up. So I'll just knock over my file cabinet and just light that on fire.
Okay, your desk is down here.
25
I,
on these, by the way.
I unlock my chest and just smash it, or you know what? I smash my lock open.
Okay, make a athletics check to try and break the thing open. Mao, as you are going through the file cabinet, you are able to get the lock open. The file cabinet is although sturdy, it's a fairly simple lock, like more like DC 18 than like 20 or 25. But you're able to force it open and start flipping through the files. It looks like a fairly thorough record. Although, make an investigation check as you search for specifically cult stuff.
Anything that's not cult stuff or that I don't care about as I'm flipping through is just being thrown to the floor.
Okay, yeah. So you start like glancing at titles and like toss them on the floor. You start kind of getting into it, and you just eventually start getting frustrated with all this book learning. You already spent like the entire day as Manny doing work, and you just start
Fuck this
throwing
shit.
files all over the place. You have not been able to find anything on the cult. Zumasu, you smash open your own file cabinet. The lock is bent and broken, and you toss it onto the ground, tossing a few of the files everywhere. Alright, Boom Crash, you also start, like, tossing stuff on the ground and making a general mess of the place.
Yeah, I'm gonna tip over some filing cabinets.
Okay.
Yeah, and like mess up some furniture as well. Like just general like fuck shit up.
Okay. I don't know if there's really a check for that. There's nothing really stopping you from fucking shit up.
Hey,
Okay, Mao, are you doing anything else in there?
Smashing these wars and throwing everything. I'm just making a fucking mess now.
Yeah, at this point you start tossing stuff down and smashing in, throwing his
kicked the
decorative
plant
armor
over.
pieces all over the room. You knock over the plant, you monster. That's a living creature. Zumasu, you come in and Mao has thoroughly made a mess of the place. She just kind of looks at you. Oh, I couldn't find the files.
Yep.
Okay, that was the cabinet over here.
Yeah.
Or, I'll just take a quick look to see if anything's important. Just general sense. I'll take an extra little bit of time to do this, I guess.
All right. You start sifting through the remaining files, and you don't really see anything relating to the cult activity either. But it's also been a little difficult because a lot of the files are everywhere all over the room.
Yep. Okay, what else did I do here? One card. We're getting to the point where maybe should we be leaving at this point, but I'm trying to think if we should leave any calling cards or anything.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Are we gonna blame it on the rioters, the vintners, the
We
Red
say-
Raven?
We weren't here. We don't fucking care. Just make a mess.
Okay. I have a question about the structure of this. Are we the only Grey Guard department, or are there other Grey Guard departments?
This is pretty much the main offices for you guys. You guys are like the head detectives in this office. There are other offices for the upper honored paladins, which are these other two closed doors. So you can break in there as well if you want.
I think we should break in there, mess things up a little bit, not spend that long, and we should get the fuck out soon.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for.
Okay.
There's a high chance that somebody else will be in there, so we might have to be crafty again. So let's get ready to knock out another person, I guess.
Okay. So you guys start breaking into the other ones however you see fit. I'm going to have Mao break into one door and then Zumasa break into another door. You can do either athletics or thieves' tools.
Can I break into one of these doors within this department so it doesn't look like we just picked on the leader?
I
she has a
thought
good
you were
point.
breaking into each of them.
Oh, well, they also want to
Yeah.
go to a department, so...
Oh.
Oh no, but these two, yeah,
Yeah. Well, I got 11 on thieves.
I got 14.
Okay. I mean, the doors aren't that strong, so Zumasa, you are able to break into that building, or that office. It's similarly decorated to Arn's, just slightly different. You recognize this as one of your other co-workers' offices, another one of the Honored Paladins. You're technically the same rank as them, but you just didn't get a fancy office.
Yeah, do I know much about them other than that they're a coworker? Like,
This one,
they kind of control.
this person does work here, they are in charge of a lot of the day-to-day operations. The other person is the Grey Guard that is the external affairs. So the one that Mao's trying to break into, she's currently deployed out to the front, where all of the rest of the military has been deployed in the Scablands.
That actually could be important. Okay, for this one, I'm just gonna check the. I'm just gonna, smash the cabinet, grab some papers, and then I'm gonna check the desk.
Okay, so you start smashing through stuff, and then you check the desk.
Yeah. Same thing as last time.
Okay, you check through the desk. It doesn't look like there's any secrets or anything in this desk. Do you try and get into there?
Yeah.
Okay. You can do athletics or whatever option you have. It's mostly athletics for you, I think. Okay, yeah, you smash into the desk drawers and start pulling them out. You see that it's got some personal effects in it as well. You see that there is a locket inside of the center pull-out desk or drawer. It's got a pendant that's got a little locket on it. You open it up and it shows her family in there.
Is there anything that's not this trinket I can steal?
There's not really. It seems that if this person has any money of their own, they must keep it on their person rather than in their office.
Steal their stapler.
I take the dang locket.
Okay, you take the locket. Alright, are you searching through anything here?
I ain't smashy, so I can't really do it without Mao's help.
Yeah,
is there an open file cap? I'll go check in with Mao.
Okay, Mao is still trying to work on that lock. Boom Crash, make a perception check. Yeah, Mao seems to have broken off a piece of her thieves' tools in the lock, and she is swearing under her breath to herself profusely as you approach. Boom Crash, as you are running amok in the place, you suddenly hear a voice as a Leaf Crown guard rushes in. Hey, what's going on in here? He pulls out his greatsword and he goes on the attack. He sees you guys thoroughly wrecking the place. Boom Crash, you were not able to perceive his arrival.
Uh-oh.
Let's roll for initiative.
Walk, walk, walk.
Oh, great.
Alright. Mao, you have the turn.
Huh? What? I'm gonna just duck over. I'm gonna go and assassinate him.
Alright.
Non-lethally?
Didn't say that.
Damn.
Let's say you guys were already doing some deep shit anyway. If you were caught, you're gonna go away for a long time.
So,
I am not a gray person.
assassinate is a good ability. As Boom Crash suddenly points to this new arrival who has pulled out their greatsword and is ready to take down these interlopers, you climb over one of the fallen file cabinets, leap towards the guy, and stab him right through the chest with your rapier. He goes down and is bleeding out.
When it's my turn, I'm gonna go over and save him and knock him out.
Don't. He's seen us.
Yes, but we're in disguises.
He makes a death save on his turn. I mean, we'll just do it for timing reasons.
I mean, when all of us are disguised, right? So we're fine.
Yeah.
I poke him for 1 health and then knock him out again. I'll just make a basic attack to see if I miss or not.
No,
It
that's...
has advantage.
No, God,
Okay.
it's fine. You touch them and they freaking heal. It was more like if they got a natural 1 or if somebody tried to stop you.
Okay.
Let's die from the shock or whatever for the injury.
Okay, he is unconscious. I'm also going to put an X on this guy, just for clarification. So
Oh.
another knight has been knocked unconscious. It seems to be the same one from before.
Oh, that's good news. Weekend at Bernie's this shit. He's
Yeah,
over here
okay.
now. We're good. Alright, continue the wrecking. Alright, now you had trouble with the chest?
Just kick it.
Mal lets you get aside, and you try and break down the door. Her thieves' tools have become lodged in it. It's impossible to unlock now. Alright, yeah, you, channeling your police training, your Leaf Crown training, as it were, you kick in the door, and it flies partially off the hinge.
I have a warrant!
Yeah, you're able to get inside. Let me go get rid of those doors. Right, this door is, once again, similarly to Arn's office, same sorts of stuff. This one has a lot more decorative, like, medals and medallions and whatnot for their service in the military. A lot of, like, stuff commemorating them for their work in the field. They've risked their lives multiple times.
I take one of their medals.
Yeah, they're in the glass cabinets surrounding this these desks. So you
Smash
just...
Which one looks pretty?
They all look pretty. But you
I'm
find
sure-
the prettiest one that appears to have a, we'll say it's a diamond inlaid in the center of it. And it's got, like, gold leaf patterns, like with the leaf crown symbol surrounding it.
Yep, I smashed the cabinet and didn't take it.
Alright, you smash it open
Hey,
and grab it.
It's a good thing you took the diamond one. That's actually useful.
Oh god, I used their diamond to resurrect somebody.
They risked
Oh,
their
this is
lives
neat.
to save another.
Is this a 500 diamond?
You're not sure how much it's worth. You can make a intelligence check to find out.
Yeah.
So you kind of get an idea for its worth, seeing the ones that Amon had used. It seems like it's worth quite a pretty penny.
Well, I got another a resurrection, or no, revivify spell, then back up, I put it into my bag.
Yeah, that one is worth about 1,000 gold pieces.
Damn.
Okay, 1,000 gold piece leaf crown medallion. Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing? I know that Boom Crash is still thoroughly wrecking the outsides of the office.
Yeah, it's like if the wrecking is done, then I'm just back on watch.
Okay. Mao. Oh yeah, you're opening the chest, I see. You go to open the chest, and this one doesn't appear to be trapped at all. But you are able to get it open. You start looking through. It looks similar to Arn's. It does have a lockbox with cash in it, cash being gold, as well as a bunch of files that were under this Honored Paladin's jurisdiction.
Pass them to me, I'll take a look, see if anything's useful. Maybe
Yeah, let's
something
grab
more
them all.
related.
Grab them all and just bring them over. You know, we can just read these later. You just take the files too.
Alright, I'll just do a quick scan.
Okay, investigation. Disadvantage. Okay. Yeah, you look through them, and you get the vague understanding that this probably isn't part of your jurisdiction anyway. You toss them aside as if they are useless.
We pocket some gold and I leave.
Okay.
I'll grab some of the thickest looking files. Just, you know, we're stealing files to make it look a thing.
Alright, sure. As far as Mao, you're going to grab about 500 gold pieces.
Okay.
Alright, Zumasu. you've grabbed some of the files. You've smashed a lot of the empty Honored Paladin's office. One guard has already come looking for you guys. It's starting to get a little antsy as you guys have spent a while here. It's probably been about an hour with all the searching, the lockpicking, and the sneaking around.
So let's get the fuck out. I'm getting uncomfortable. We need to
Yeah,
get
we probably should get going. The guys aren't dead, so we did our job.
All right, whatever. Let's just go. Never stay in one place for too long.
All right, you guys start making your way out. Are you going to other offices in order to try and smash them up?
I'm really fucking lazy, but we should if you really want to make this look good, and not just on you. Or just
We got
fire.
at least.
I was
least
gonna
two
say
more
we could just I could just chuck a firebolt in some of the offices just to spread it around a little bit.
I also have my Cinder Smite. Would that be able to catch fire to paperwork and stuff?
Definitely would.
Yeah, so I'll help you with
We're not trying to necessarily cripple it.
Look, you're supposed to be a Grey Guard thing, detective, and your entire organization is super fucking corrupt. I'm just saying. I'm the bad guy here, and you're one following along behind bad guys. So, what do you want?
To cover up what we were going for to make your mission more effective.
It's on you,
Okay, just
Zumasu.
to-
Do you want to let them torch your allies' places of business?
I say smashy over torch.
It's going to take a bit longer, but...
What
it's
about
doable.
Eldritch Blast?
Eldritch Smash is fine.
Yeah, alright.
Okay.
The only reason is because if we burn down all the paperwork, things are going to be a little hectic later.
Alright, you start making your way down a few of the hallways, like leading towards the Grey Guard's offices. You start firing some Eldritch Blasts into some of the rooms, knocking off the locks and like blasting them up. A lot of them are empty. There's a few guards in there, but judging by the way that you've been able to take out these knights as of late, you're able to easily dispatch them. However, there is one office down the hall which seems to have had quite a few people in there. It looks like they were planning to organize some of the Leaf Crown members on this level, and they've heard the ruckus from you guys outside. I'm going to need you guys to make your escape. So,
Okay.
I'm going to have you guys all make athletics checks. This is going to be a shorter skill challenge.
Okay.
We'll keep the same initiative as well for this.
Wait,
Um,
can we do something to help out? Miss Boomcrush, could you make a smoke bomb cloud thing?
No.
Oh,
yeah, they used a
damn.
scroll last time.
Damn.
Right.
I mean, I did get that spell as a wizard, so but hold on. I haven't completely sorted out how exactly my skill slots work, so I could do fog.
You should
cloud.
have first level spell slots of a wizard in addition to your warlock spell slots.
Yeah. I just don't have that written down. So so let's say that this is
Wizards have to prep their
I
spells ahead
disguise
of time.
self, so I don't know.
Yeah,
if-
we'll
if I
assume
can-
that she did prep ahead of time. I actually have the book right here. You have...
Oh, I have 2 first levels.
Yeah, 2 first levels.
So this can be my second one.
I
Okay.
say make a fog cloud and let us go through the foggy. Well, their direction of the fog cloud, we escape the other way.
Yes, that. Okay, let's boogie.
All right. Also, thanks for the sub, that person that just subbed. That is going to the Massachusetts Bail Fund. Thank you. Sorry, I don't have much time to look at the chat. Okay,
I'm
so
reading
you guys, Boom Crash casts a fog cloud in the area. As you guys start making your escape, the fog cloud starts dispersing into many of the other rooms, obscuring where you might have headed, although they kind of assume it's the hallway, and then they start chasing you down. Okay, so let's go to Mao. I'm gonna have you make an athletics check as well in this.
Athletics, not acrobatics.
Athletics, you are running. No matter how many times you jump off the walls in the hallway, it's not going to make
Let
you
me
go faster.
parkour.
That requires athletics.
I know.
All right.
I'm watching failed parkour videos. It definitely requires athletics.
Oh shit! I hope it doesn't involve anything, above 5 floors.
All right, you guys start running down the hallway, but it looks like they are starting to catch up with you. The fog cloud did throw them off as you hit T intersection, so you did maintain some distance with them. Let's go and continue it for Boom Crash. We're going to try and get through another round of this without making... we kind of have 2 failures already, so we're going to try and not get another failure. Okay, Boom Crash, as you head around and you start looping towards that pipeline area that can get you towards the roof, do you guys head out the same way that you came in? It would be a shorter route, and you know there's no guards up there.
That's where I'd go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're kind of heading towards that pipeline that leads you up to the top. It's like a string of interconnected, it's a big spiral staircase kind of in one of the wings. And you start heading towards there. You come upon the stairwell. What do? It's like open in the center, and it's a square pattern going up to each corner of the staircase as it spirals upward.
I have to go up.
Hmm.
I'm trying to get the fuck out. It's...
Okay, I'm just asking if you're doing anything other than just going as fast as you can.
Oh, okay.
Did you have another telekinesis you can just yeet people through?
She
I mean,
does have 1 spell left, I think.
yeah, no, I have 2 spells, 2 warlock spells left. So I can do telekinesis again, easy peasy.
I vote yeeting everybody up, because
Okay,
unless they
let's
got
yeet.
that, it's going to be hard for them to fall.
Okay. Let's yeet and yoink.
All right, you cast telekinesis, and then you start getting them up there. Who are you dragging up first?
Grab
I'm gonna throw out Zuzu.
Okay, you
Because it would be very bad if he was caught.
your shadowy grip grasps onto Zumasu and then starts pulling him up the staircase. He gets several floors up near the top of the stairwell. Okay, I'm going to count that as an automatic success. Zumasu, you've just been lifted to the top, but it looks like, from what you heard as you were escaping, that the guards are hot on the tail of Boom Crash. They might get to her at any moment.
Okay, I have a question about the way this wall is. So we're like trying to get to the top of the building, but is the wall that I'm next to, like, does that go to the outside?
So as the staircase winds up, your right side is the wall as you spiral upward. You have just gotten pretty much right up to the top. There's a hallway, a straightaway between you and the exit.
Okay. I'm just gonna... You know what?
You have visual of Boom Crash that's like 2 floors beneath you.
I'm just going to wait for her, and I'll throw a hammer at anybody who gets close.
Okay, I'm gonna have you make a ranged attack roll. So, I think it's still strength-based for you, but I'm...
Yeah, it's for a hammer, so damn it, that's not good.
Okay. You toss your hammer down, and it doesn't quite land as a Leaf Crown guard shows up right behind Boom Crash. They draw their greatsword and go on the offensive. Mao, it is your turn. A Leaf Crown guard has shown up just as Boom Crash is trying to get you up there.
Has he had a turn yet? Because if not, assassinate.
Yeah, you guys are technically in combat.
Okay, that's what I'm curious about. I mean, I'm still gonna go and attack him.
Okay. It looks like there are people close behind. You're you're not sure if you'd be able to take them all before they overwhelm you. Basically, I'm trying to ask if there's a way that you can use a skill to get out of
I
this.
can cast darkness so they can't see us.
That would do it?
That would do it. I'm gonna cast it so that way we can still see the window and down through it, but they can't see us. Fuck you and your red raven shit. This one's better.
So, they are right next to you. You kind of cast darkness as far away as you can, but it still blocks you out. However, Boomcrash, you have Devil Sight. On your turn, you see Mao has cast darkness and cast herself into darkness, but you are able to use your telekinetic grip to toss her up out to safety. Using the darkness as your shroud, you are able to make it up the stairs as the guards start fumbling around looking to find the stairs that they know are there. But you are able to get up and out and away. You guys all emerge, finally, successfully, on the rooftop of the Acanthus stronghold. You see that there's an orange glow of, like, pinpoints of torchlight down below as the rioters are starting to gather out front of the Acanthus stronghold. The guards are still knocked out up here, but you are able to make your way out into the Patriciate ward or back down where you came from, because you still have telekinesis going.
Do we want to make it back to my place, or do you want to chill out in this ward?
Like, I don't know. I think that maybe we should try and find Amon and not lead people back to our home base, just in case if we do get followed.
I have a place we can hide.
You do?
Okay. Right, we'll go to your place then.
Fine.
You offered.
You did offer.
Shut up. This is... fuck you all. We'll go to my house. I mean, Biff's house.
Who was Biff?
Worry about it.
You never actually said anything about it, did you?
Nope. She hasn't said much about any of her double lives.
Is this... Wait, is this... I thought you were going out with tragedy. What's going on?
What?
She's going out with somebody?
Going over to my boyfriend's house.
Alright, let's just get to the house first. Skulks away.
Okay.
Tsundere style.
Weirdly enough,
Gross.
as you guys are going through the Patriciate ward, you avoid the leaf ground by heading through the gardens, and you do stumble upon Amon, who is sitting on what has become his standard bench. He's been there a lot lately.
But the wood has fit into my body's groove at this stage.
You find Amon, and he's just sitting there. You're not sure if he's sleeping. He's kind of like that.
So, dude, next time you're coming with, okay? I worry about you. How you doing?
I gotta turn my I gotta try to turn my neck without turning my head much as possible to make it look like an owl. But I'm just gonna like. Seems like you need more protection than I.
Oh yeah, we're still in disguises. Did we take off the disguises? Did you take off the disguises?
I mean...
I'm still in my disguise.
I'm not.
Okay. At least one of you is there. He can make the assumption.
Okay.
You guys acted familiar. Familiar, and at this stage, I'm kind of also waiting for a deception of some kind to happen, so I'm not even that worried.
That was unexpected, but I expected something unexpected, so it doesn't count.
Exactly.
That was
Yeah,
like the
basically.
single best line from the Sonic movie.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just gonna tell you, dude, we already knew Arn was dirty. We couldn't find enough stuff, but
Who's
that was
Arn?
probably committed. My captain. You've met Arn. I'm
Okay.
pretty
can
sure you
we
have.
not talk about this in public and get you to my safe house first, please?
I guess that's fair. You're aiding and abetting a crime, by the way. Just letting you know.
Are you telling me or telling Amon?
Come on.
So you're just continuing doing what you were doing before.
Yeah, I don't.
Also, actually,
I mean, yeah,
actually,
but-
I can say this is like in that case, you need to do a favor for me.
What's the favor?
I'll tell you the terms. let's hear your tales first. It seems like you are more desperate than I.
Let's
I
get to
will
the
stab
house
all of
first.
you house first. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. At this point, Boom Crash, does telekinesis last 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably gone by now, just because it takes you a long time to travel through this area. You guys will need to either find
I
another...
have one more.
I don't think you do, because the Warlock gets a third spell slot at 11th level, and you're technically not an 11th level Warlock.
It's an item.
It's an item.
Ma-
Right. You got an item. Cool.
Yeah.
Yes, items are
A
items.
really good item.
Very good item.
Going to the hell was apparently worth it.
So you start heading up through like the other gardens. You see that up in that area, the Leaf Crown have created a veritable barricade against the rioters out front. You guys sneak pretty steadily by, going towards the penthouse towers, and you're able to telekinesis over this high wall and deposit people over onto the bottom. It takes a lot of finagling. It takes pretty much the full 10 minutes of this second casting, but you are able to lower people kind of on top of the dark gate here, and they are able to easily climb down. You follow shortly after using the Skyrim bucket clip thing. Okay, you guys make it back down into the Undercroft, although I forgot you're not going towards Bonri's place, you're going towards Biff's apartment.
Is Biff in the apartment?
No, he skipped town.
No.
Oh, cool. Good for him.
Yeah, he's the one fucking person that's getting super lucky out of all this.
So, who is this Biff? Is he trustworthy?
Don't worry about him.
Is he gonna be at the place we're going?
What makes you think he exists anymore?
Did you kill a random person?
If I know their name, are they random?
I just wanna. I'm gonna do a perception check to see if she just straight up murdered somebody.
Insight, then.
Just attack your knight.
Oh, insight.
Yeah,
Oh my
I don't
God,
trust
God
her. I
damn
gotta do another insight because like she's being way too indirect.
No
Wait.
shit.
No, like this is. Okay.
After a certain point, we do have to worry about our own. Okay, Mao.
You're
Like,
adept.
inside
I hope
the-
that is nothing too bad.
So, Zumasu,
okay,
you're...
okay, I'm not going with you if you're gonna be like this.
You'll know
Zumasu,
anything you want to know as long as you're inside the goddamn house.
you're adept at insight normally, but you haven't seen this side of Mao, and it's you're not getting a clear impression as to whether or not she killed this dude. Amon, you also have no clue what's going on. You've never really thought critically about your companions. You've mostly just kind of been along for the ride, but at this point you're wondering if they're a danger to others. They might be a danger to you.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that to some
Yeah,
degree.
but
Okay.
the fact is, like, she keeps on saying come to the house while not telling anything about the house. I'm just like, no, I'm not going.
Safe.
I said
Okay.
safe that's-
Safe house.
Okay,
and
Mao.
something
Wait,
to
okay,
say.
I'm gonna just stop Mao for a second and just be like, Mao, I know we've been through a lot already, but okay, forgive me if I'm paranoid. You have to come a little bit clean with us once I go inside the house. I'll follow you there, though.
Would it make you feel safer? If I wanted to kill you, you might be dead already. Have you thought about that?
That would not make me safer.
Okay,
That is
that's
the
it.
exact
I am
opposite.
breaking off. I am breaking off from this.
about-
Amon lifts his hands and walks off into the Undercroft.
I'm gonna have to catch him later because this is becoming an issue.
Can I do a quick like toss? Like, wait, before you go, at least take this, and it's the bead, so that you and Zamosu can be in contact with each other.
No, I don't trust you with anything.
You're
Like,
not trusting me.
Exactly. Like you're the one that tossing it. Like I don't trust anything with anything anymore. Like not even with association. Like I don't trust you at all.
I-
I'm going to hold out to you and just be like, just take the bead for my sake. I'll check in with you tomorrow to just let you know if I'm okay.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the bead, toss it back. I can locate you guys.
Okay.
I find object, so you'll know when
Okay.
I'm
Safe,
here.
Amon.
Alright.
Amon heads off into the Undercroft amidst the broken down buildings, now even more broken down. You guys
Skull Guy walks into a village of flame.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Is worried.
Mm.
I precariously follow Mao into the hideout.
You guys head into Biff's apartment. You head up a few flights of stairs. There are quite a few people home, either shoring themselves up or just trying to ride this thing out in these residences. But some of the rooms are also like empty. Some of the rooms are like ajar. Whether or not they had locks, you're not sure. You eventually make it to Biff's apartment, which is locked tight. You make your way inside and see the just empty mattress that Biff used in here. It's not a very good apartment. It kind of stinks of disuse. It's not like Mao was doing much other than just hide out here at night, so it's not very clean.
Just gonna investigate to see if it's like lived in, I guess.
Sure.
Oh, it's very well lived in. Disgustingly so. Look, he's not dead. You're not gonna find him underneath anything.
Yeah, you don't find any signs of struggle or anything immediately incriminating. You do find that there's like a vague disguise here. It's a bunch of like the stuff that Mao would put on just in case while in the guise of Biff, including a apparent Vintner's logo. It's a purple sash, and it's got the Vintner sigil on it, as well as a little patch on the chest of the armor that shows like a gang symbol for the minnows. It's just a small fish.
Was he just some run-of-the-mill vintner's boy that you had abducted or something?
Nah, better than that. He was the town drunk. Everyone loved him.
Do you have something of his possession? I just want to check one thing for ease my mind.
Jesus Christ.
Who's that?
Everything his possession. Yeah, who's that? Hyronius above.
I'm just gonna check and see if he's alive by using the crystal ball.
Okay, you are not familiar with him, but you do have some of his possessions.
Would it be better if I looked him up?
Probably, because you
Sure, you
met the
can
guy.
try.
I'll try and activate the crystal ball and I'll look for Biff.
Yeah.
But isn't the only person that can see through the crystal ball the one holding it, or can people share the vision?
I'm gonna say
we
that
said-
people can see in the crystal ball.
Okay.
The person activating it just brings up the vision, I'll say. Otherwise, I'm not really sure, but that's how we're gonna say this one works.
Let me
Fine.
preface this. If he died because he drank himself to death, that is his own fault. Just saying. Just context. I paid him to leave so I could have his place.
You guys
Okay.
scry upon Biff. Mao pictures the guy using his sash as a bit of concentration, and he doesn't seem to succeed on the save. He comes into view inside of the amber crystal, and he's just kind of snoring loudly in a bed. By the looks of it, it's not a Lore, it's some other foreign tavern.
Man, he got out there fast.
Well, she told
Right.
him to be gone for like a month.
It's been a couple of days at least. Happy?
You see me audibly sigh in relief.
Okay. Mal, can we have a conversation about how we talk to our friends? Please? I have wine. You can have my last bottle of wine if you sit down, shut up, and have this conversation and talk about feelings. Because Amon
Intervention.
isn't here right now, and that's an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So maybe if you are going to be a part of a group, you should be honest with a group instead of just dismissing their feelings and concerns outright.
Yikes.
So we're all
We are
fine.
stronger together.
Just throwing it out there. You had your lady. The Grey Guard could throw me into jail at any point in time, and then we have a zealot priest of some weird religion walking around trying to Highlander everything. But me getting you all information on the vintners, on the
No,
stuff,
that's
is
not
bad?
at all. That's not what's bad. It's mostly the communication with the rest of the group. So, for example, when Zumasu has some very, to him, valid concerns, I am not taking sides here. Oh my god! You owe me a fucking drink for having to do this.
I will
Because-
conjure you however many caskets of wine you want.
Oh my god. Okay. So when Zubasu has concerns because he cares about the sanctity of sentient creatures' lives because of his position, and he is very flexible with that, which is something that we have appreciated in the past. It was also good to compromise. So when he says non-lethal or when he asks about someone's well-being, instead of hedging and being dishonest, maybe just be upfront and straightforward instead. Mal?
I'm staring at you. Just like,
It's our defense mechanism to shut down and not say anything.
yep.
Okay, Mal.
But
Cross your
listening,
arms
I'm
and pout.
listening.
Mal, it's you are my friend, and I love you, and I will fight and kill for you. You are someone that I have fought alongside, and we both animated from stone, and that is some real shit. And if you want help with Vintner stuff, I will help you with Vintner stuff. Just as Zuzu has helped us with Vintner stuff. He did a very long, in-depth undercover mission through the Underdark because you got a job. Maybe, in the spirit of friendship and camaraderie and working together so everybody benefits, maybe some honesty and earning trust would be beneficial for everybody.
I hear what you're saying, but I also hear a lot of tit and not a lot of tat. Because I
Gotten
don't
your
think-
cat.
I'm just saying, I have a feeling, and I'm looking at Sumosu while directing words at you, that there are people who do not want to do the tat that I'm willing to do to get ahead.
He already tatted you.
We went to his home. We went on a little mini vacation. We did do
A mini fucking vacation?
no. Not the Underdark. There was two other things, like we had to go back to the fuck is it? Why can I never remember? Yes! God damn it.
I mean, but that was beneficial. That is a useful hideaway for all of us.
I probably heard the yelling, so I'm gonna kind of walk over and be like, Mal, I'm sorry I doubted you.
Having a conversation
But-
about honesty and the relationship and the mutual benefits of being friends.
I'm
that's
fine
not like
with
Mal.
being friends with all of you, but the people you work for
You're not
might
friends
not-
with his job. You are friends with him. This is one of those circumstances where it is okay to have a little bit of separation there.
Also, I don't have a job. Remember that.
And also, you need to be a little bit nicer and more understanding and a little bit less flippant with Amon. He has saved all of our butts multiple times.
To be fair, now he's revived you like 3 times.
So maybe be a little bit nicer, and when he asks for information, give it. Because he's not going to stab you in the back. He's already proved it. He could have, and he hasn't.
Likewise, could have, haven't. Just if I say something, then make sure you're ready for the shittiest of shit possible. If you want blunt, I'll give you blunt, but it's going to be blood.
So you mostly dealt piercing. Apologies,
Probably
I'm the
fine.
DM.
Very, very piercing.
Oh God. Oh, so much whiskey, so much wine. I think
Conjure,
that
are you-
Amon would rather you be blunt than hedging your bets and secretive. That seems to be what he would value. Because he's kind of a blunt dude. I think that that's something that you could play off with one another very well with.
Yeah, he's pretty much just blunt all the time.
Fine. But you also put yourselves at risk. Do you like to know where I've been for the past few weeks?
Sure, we can have conversations about that.
Cool. And I'll give them information on the aliases that I've been doing and how I've been gathering information.
Mal begins to regale you of her past dealings as Biff. Do you divulge the Enel heist?
Yep. And Manny.
And Manny, who infiltrated the Senate. Well, not the Senate, but the government essentially, the Leaf Crown part of the government.
Yeah. And then Selena and Biff.
And then Selena, who has been frequenting the bars. And you do recall that this other Yanti had tried to give you a lap dance at some point, Zumasu, and was not very good at it. You now understand why.
I was wondering why there was even another Yanti around here. I thought it would have, there aren't very many of us.
Hmm.
I mean...
That's depressing.
A little bit.
But yeah,
Now that we know everything, it's just kind of depressing.
you guys now know pretty much all about Mao and what she's been doing the past few weeks.
I share everything too, for the sake of not being a hypocrite.
Have you done anything secret?
No, I haven't done anything secret, but I've been kind of shady and hedging bets in terms of all the
Well,
Atorus shit, so now they know.
Well, do we just know what we know in open about Atorus again?
Yes.
Like you just go over it? Okay, so not necessarily anything new.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not necessarily, but in terms of like the details of the romantic relationship, the abuse, and blah 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 blah.
They might have not fully understood that stuff. You might have just glossed over before
Yeah,
that
we
it
didn't
was
know,
just
we
a
didn't
relationship.
in character know about that.
They now
Yep.
kind of know exactly what he's done. Just as well, I don't think Zumasu was as privy as Mao was, because you mostly dished with Mao when you were traveling with her in the Underdark. But Zumasu is now kind of more aware that Atorus isn't just necessarily dirty, he's like always
Genocidal.
been dirty and might
He's an
now be
asshole.
genocidal.
So, in the long run, everything that Mao has been doing has been trying to gather information and get close to Atorus without anyone else being affected by him as well. So, protecting Boom Crash in a sense until she knows exactly how to get to him, and making sure that Zumosa doesn't cause any sort of confusion, harm, or let Atorus or other people know.
Basically get dragged in.
Because
indirectly.
Zumosa tends to like to talk a lot.
That's fair.
I'm gonna have all three of you make insight checks into each other.
Social
I
link
just-
is gone up.
Social link.
I just pull out the mirror that I stole from Zumosu.
Ooh.
You don't need an insight check on me. If you want to check in on me, there you go. Have fun. Look in.
Zumasu, you're not even aware that you had lost this mirror. You hadn't really thought about it.
I didn't even remember. I haven't been using that since I've had the crystal ball for ages.
Yeah, there was a sleight of
Mhm.
hand check a while back that she asked me to do in secret, and that was what she took from you.
Yep.
Nice. Very nice.
Have you used it? Every time I've used it, it's always been too vague, which is why I've been switching to the crystal ball.
No, I just didn't want you to have it, so you don't know anything about me.
Does it really bother you that much to, open up at all?
Mal really values her privacy, and that is something that she's working on.
Zumasu,
true.
with your insight check, Boom Crash, you don't pick up too much stuff that's new. It's mostly been you've been a mediator here, and you've been trying
Yeah.
to come to grips with this sort of thing. Zumasu, you get the impression that Mao. I mean, you already kind of knew Mao is a very guarded person. It comes to light that she didn't really understand a lot of like social cues growing up. She's always been kind of a kid, and she didn't really have anyone there to teach her how to act,
People.
how to people. And this is just sort of how she's coped. Everything that she's come in contact with or made like connections with has been taken from her, and you sort of empathize with that now. As far as Mao, you've sort of had this breakthrough after this mediation and further mediations too, that it feels almost relieving to get some of these secrets off your chest, because the stress of keeping them from your friends was kind of getting to you. And when you realize the harm that your secret keeping has done, you sort of understand that these people can be trusted. They've helped you, and you've helped them, and you should be able to trust each other. This is a family for you. Something that you've been looking for a while.
Blech. Very adorable, very cute, very.
This is
Amon, you are
wholesome.
stomping
This is
on your feet as
wholesome.
you go off into the darkness.
Mal, Mal, thank you. I got your back. I hope you have mine.
Okay, you know what this calls for. I already put the GIF in chat. Come on, group hug.
Fuck.
It's gonna be short. I promise.
Okay. I go
Okay,
over the hug
group
too.
hug. And now we need to go and find Amon, so we can bring him into the therapy session, so we can group hug him too. Goose, get him.
Crystal ball, Amon.
You
I am at the Sickly Sailor, or I think that's a
It's
bar,
a tavern,
right?
yeah. You haven't been there before,
Okay.
but you head in. It's nautical themed in spite of it being miles from the nearest coastline. It's kind of like if a mom who's never been to the coast has decided that she likes lighthouses.
Oh dear God, I hate this place.
Hey, it's a nautical themed tourist trap.
You've kind of heard of this place, Zumasu, since you have been in Elore for a long time. You've never really been there. It's a pretty tacky place, but you do know that this is the Sickly Sailor.
Oh God, he went to the tacky bar.
Goose can easily find him, given this information.
All right.
What do you
now,
guys
do?
do?
Wanna... I'll go get him since I kind of know him the most. I can probably defuse it and ask him to come back. Unless you guys want to come.
Whatever
don't
you think is best. I'm gonna have some time with this bottle.
That's perfectly fair.
Trust your judgment.
All right, I'll go head over to talk to Amon.
Okay. After hearing Mao say something weird for the first time, trusting you guys, you head out in search of Amon. You eventually come upon him. Amon, you see Zumasu coming. You're already 2 glasses in to ales.
Wait, is he not in his disguise?
Oh, actually, I'd leave a bead with them real quick.
Okay, you leave B with him. And he brought up a good point. Are you disguised still?
Not disguised this time.
Craft. Like you're gonna get.
I'm just gonna. True. Okay. I'm not. I'm out of. I'm gonna just
Out of
have.
uniform.
I'm gonna be out of uniform, but I'm gonna be Zumasu. So I'll still wear the Groucho Marx thing.
Sure.
I
You're
disguise my uniform as just like normal plain clothes.
yeah. So you're in your plain clothes. Got it, officer.
Your T-shirt sucks.
Plain
Uh,
tunic.
Okay, you head over to the Sickly Sailor. It is surprisingly open, or at least you think it is. You can't find the barkeep anywhere. You're not sure who I'm on paid to get these ales, but the door was
The
unlocked.
bottle was already on the counter. I didn't ask question.
That's fine. So it turns out Mao is trustworthy. She just had a messed up past. And it seems like all it can.
The important thing is, what is the course of action? Do you have a purpose for all this? Or I can point to the general area, or are we to revel in this madness for a bit?
I can't say that the people's expression isn't justified given the circumstances, but all I know is I can make the steps that I can make, and we know that my parent officer is corrupt, and that dangerous things will happen if nothing happens, which is why we kind of stretched the bounds of law and committed a little bit of a crime to get information. Only discovered he'd hidden a lot of it.
I gotta tell him to just kind of tone it down. It's like, look, all I'm carrying on is this. What's the task that's needed, and let's talk terms. Because I believe I have indulged all of your curiosity for a bit, and in turn, you have saved my life several times. However, I believe I have a purpose now, and I need assistance, as you do mine, from the looks of things. So, let's talk business.
What sort of things are you after then? You already kind of know my stance on the city.
Actually, no,
I'm
I
very-
do not. You have a general platitudes of morality, but you have not still explained any action to me. What are we to do?
Expose the imposter Arn and uncover the secrets of the cult, and hopefully deal with whatever that leads to.
All right, open-ended, but in that case, after this, I need. How do you feel about leaving the city for a bit? This, with all this happening, I can motion my finger around to the windows and such.
Not really within the wheelhouse. If you remember the mage, their dealings is with another corrupt we have to also probably deal with, which we have also discovered has a lot more roots and everything, and is probably as dangerous as we kind of can foresee. And unfortunately, because of that, I'm also kind of bound to that keep I have. Why would your quest entail venturing out of the city, if I may ask?
Okay, what's the name of the city again? I keep on getting the spelling wrong.
Famladan.
What's it again?
Famladan.
Fam. Okay, have you heard of the fabled city of Famladan?
I don't know if I did. Should I roll something for this?
Yeah, do a history. It's pretty obscure.
Probably not.
Never heard of it.
No idea.
It is a land of fantasy, but it is where my salvation potentially lie. Not just mine, but for my brethren as well. And there will be resistances. What I seek to do is unbind the fates that bond my brotherhood to this. I'm gonna point to my shield and in Cablos. We're all drawn to him, and I seek to stop that. But
Is it similar sort of things to the warlock?
sure, let's go with that. Whatever makes the conversation easier. The important thing is that before I expire, I must um, uh, reach the city and fulfill this. Or if not, if I to fall in battle, you must deliver um, this to my killer. I'm gonna produce a scroll tube with a there's gonna be a note inside. If I fall in battle, whoever slays me, you must deliver this onto him. Can I get that as a promise for the first job?
I can promise that.
All right then. The deal is struck.
All right. Traveling there, it probably won't be possible for a while. I'll be honest.
That is the reason why I seek the assistance with the arcane seed. You said that you might want to check with the arcane seed in a later time. I actually have business there. Well, I am trying to make business there. Let's not beat around the bush. Given this fiasco, it may take some time. Um, um, my old place will never have allowed the situation to escalate this out of control, but that's neither here or there. The important thing is, all of our goals are delayed, and before the arcane seed is uprooted, as your actions will likely commit to, I must seek out one of his teachers.
That sounds reasonable. Are you curious as to anything of our party's motivation? Why this mage must be dealt with eventually?
No, like it matters not why the head rolls, as long as it rolls.
Can I ask you if your moral compass is one more so of responsibility or personal?
You know, I don't even know anymore. Like I committed to a false idol, and I clung to false hope. I clung to false idols, and I've clung to false beliefs. So let's just say uh, there's nothing to really. There's no direction for this compass to go. It spins.
I do hope that means at least bystanders you don't see has, you know, just collateral damage then. It does matter to some degree the method of which you obtain power, as you've already realized, I'm going to guess. You don't want to look back and say, was it worth it?
Well, I've already declared that it wasn't worth it, but I'm still gonna do it anyway. A man is a star that burns only for 50 years, and I too plan to burn bright before I expire. This will be my one act. And if my life is to have any meaning, I will do this one thing, and and it'll be the first success I shall have in my life.
You don't consider any of the other things we've accomplished as successes?
Not much.
You're hard to please. There are
Indeed.
people who managed to defeat a dragon and fight off demons, and you've already lived a life more than a normal person would. Lots of bystanders and civilians would never experience this sort of thing.
And that to me seems to indicate a level of failure, a level of instability.
I suppose that's perspective.
I
But
come
that's
from
good.
I come from I come from a place that's long fallen into disrepair, like a collapse. No matter how valiant in its fall or struggle, is still a collapse. A
guess
dirt is
that's
still a dirt at the end of the day.
I guess that's why I'm trying so hard to make sure this city doesn't fall that far.
Do struggle, do have hope. It's a nice thing to have.
If you want to come back to Mel's place, she didn't kill the guy. She just basically. The short of it is she kind of took his identity and asked him to leave town for his safety. Which
Ah,
was
okay.
kind of surprising.
That was surprisingly clear.
Yeah, she's apparently been trying to get a bunch of info and just didn't want to implicate us. She did unfortunately rob a Nell, though, that poor guy. But at least I guess since he wasn't hurt and he did get some of the insurance, it could have been worse. I also met the Red Raven before, which was kind of interesting.
The gnome. He's like, well, I paid him well enough. He should be fun.
Yeah, I feel like we gotta tip him whenever we buy something from him now.
I don't know about that. I've done enough business with them. Anyway.
If you want, you can come over to Biff's place, otherwise we'll probably just meet up at the morning over there.
Let's...
Not for nothing, I am probably gonna have to repair my home, considering the riots that happened, but that's neither here nor there, because we got all these other pressing things. I have to probably spend most of the day sifting through the documents that I can use.
Well, if you got documentation issues, then I can look through those with you. I'll come.
That'll help. So should we head to Biff's then?
Nothing to lose.
Alright, we'll head over.
One guy bursts through the door and goes, "Yeah, riot!" And then you guys just kind of like look over at him, and he's got like a sort of Molotov in his hand. He just kind of looks at you guys and goes,
I gotta cast Toll the Dead on him.
Next building? And then you just told the dead on this guy. He makes a wisdom save. He fails. He was a commoner. He's probably going down.
I walk over and poke him for 1 hit point again.
You poke him for 1 hit point, and kind of just shake your head disparagingly. What did we just go over? And you guys step out. There's still a bunch of like stray people running around. There's like people barking announcements, and you can hear like an alarm, probably magically created from the arcane seat, off in the distance as you make your way back to Biff's apartment. I'm gonna have both of you make insight checks, just like we did with Mao and Boom Crash. Gonna look inside each other's souls a bit.
Gross.
I'm trusting.
What?
Soulfully into each other's eyes.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna have some explaining to do tomorrow to my superiors. I have to come up with a plan.
Zemasu, Amon is still a bit of an enigma to you. You understand technically better what he's trying to accomplish, but you still don't really understand him as a person. His strange obsession with death still peters on the immoral to you, but he seems to have interesting intentions. Amon, Zemasu's pretty transparent. And
yeah, he's a cop.
yeah, he seems like one of the good apples, though, as it were. And
So not Granny Smith. Granny Smith sucks.
well,
Do
he
not
is
eat Granny
green.
Smith.
How much is this?
But yeah, you
That's my controversial opinion for this stream. Granny Smith sucks.
you do look into Zumazu, and you think that they'll be trusting of you if you see this through, and you think that his intentions to cling to this seemingly ephemeral city, as it were, maybe it's something worth living for, and you kind of get a little glimpse of the present, just as well as your big overarching worldview of the world. You get a small vignette and kind of internally smile to yourself, like maybe it would be nice to think like that. And you get a mild empathy for that dude, who still doesn't quite get you. He's more of a here and now type guy.
So mean.
Why is he so mean? And you guys all meet up together and share some drinks as the riots continue on into the morning, where they start to die down.
I've actually had my rest, so I'm gonna sift through most of the watch and actually sift through the documents because that's what he wants me to do, right?
We have the documents.
Hmm.
That
Do you
much
want me to
stuff.
cast Identify on the thing?
Maybe. If oh yeah, you can use your spell slot up before the next day. That
It's
might
a
be
ritual
important.
spell, yeah, so I can just do it.
Yeah, you got 10 minutes. You got 10
Mm.
minutes.
Yeah. I cast Identify.
So let me just look at identify because I know it identifies specific things. The item is not magical. I can tell you that much. Um, yeah. Um, it looks like it only really tells you what magical items do. Um,
That's fine.
but in as far as your just investigations of it, you can confirm that it's probably Yanti origin, as he said. You still know what was written on the side, um, and just as well, you can make an intelligence check to try and intuit its worth,
Okay.
because it is like gold idol, emerald eyes, obsidian shield.
Soul ability.
Okay. Yeah, this thing is quite solid gold. It's probably worth about 5,000 gold pieces.
Hold on to it, Zuzu.
I don't want to get rid of this because this is my heritage, but neat. Okay.
Okay.
I guess.
So are you guys
I'll do
actually
one.
resting, or are you like working through the morning?
I am working through because I already have my rest.
Yeah.
I'd like to get my spell slots back, so I'm at least doing a short rest.
Hmm.
If I have time for a long rest, I'm doing a long
You could
rest.
do a
Let's
long
do a
rest,
long
I think.
rest.
Okay.
All of you are hurt.
You
Mhm.
intend to take a short rest, but you kind of fall asleep on the couch, or mattress, as it were. Um,
I'll take like a short rest technically
okay.
because
Yeah,
I
you.
have enough spell slots. But I'll go through pouring the papers instead. I'll be looking for particularly um, vendors related stuff, cult stuff, and history of myself stuff, and
Um,
stuff about.
okay, make an investigation check.
I guess I'll just help.
Yeah, Amon can assist you, giving you advantage. Okay, with advantage, it's 23. You're sifting through the papers. You've checked through a lot of them, and you still aren't finding anything relating to the cult specifically. If there was anything on it, it wasn't grabbed amongst the stuff. Um, although you
Are
do,
you sure there's not code worded or something like that?
yeah, you didn't find anything that's a sort of like code word of any sort. That's a lot of ones. Uh,
Yeah, the hit
Yeesh.
dice were not kind to me.
hmm. Um,
The odds.
I do want to take a short rest as well. But before doing that, I do ask Samoso, can I have the mirror back real quick?
You can't.
okay.
Thank you, Mal, for all your help.
I'm going to activate the mirror.
Okay, so you look
and I'm
into the
going to
mirror
look
and you start thinking of what?
myself to see if there's anything from the past that could help them with the cult.
Okay, Zumasu, as you keep looking through, you're not finding anything there. You start to come upon some like old stuff, but it's unrelated, largely. Um, once again, there's been cults here and there. Um, it's turning out to be impossible. If there were files, you either don't have them, or they're still back there, or something else. Mao, you haven't really used this item before, but you take the time to sort of attune to it as you're sitting there on just like a chair, a rickety old thing in Biff's room, and you start concentrating on it, and slowly, in this like reflective obsidian on the mirror's surface, um, a smoke starts to appear within the mirror, and you start to see visions.
This is something everyone can see, technically, right?
Technically, but I don't think anybody's really paying much attention to you unless
I'm
you're.
passed out.
Yeah, if anything pops up, then I'm like, all right, here you go. Like,
What?
If there's immediate cult stuff, it'd be like maybe this has some answers or something like that.
Okay. I need to gather my thoughts for a split second. As a DM. So hold on a tick.
Yeah, just
Messing with his notes.
I'm not moving away from Mosu. I'm just like I'm doing this like right kind of like in front of you while you're looking through paperwork, so that way I can just tilt it toward you if anything pops up.
So, you, through this smoky mist, visions start to become clear to you. It's a triple-towered temple of sorts, the same ones that you had seen long ago in the swamps of Mullug Moor. Um, you see it surging towards you as if you're like flying towards it on some invisible like sensor, and then you see it again and again. You keep swooping into this same structure several times until it starts to like fade and dissipate into like three different like double vision sort of thing as these towers split into like nine. It's like this mirror works situation going around your eyes, and finally everything goes silent as it zooms in to a window of the central tower, and you can see that there's a lot of young Maos just going in these day-to-day temple activities, as well as backing away from someone shouting at them, getting knocked to the ground, holding a knife, quivering as tears roll down their face. They're looming over a body of sorts, but you can't really see much more than that. These visions start getting more and more violent, and you start to like the whole thing starts to turn like blood red. It's not looking very good. A white fire starts to enshroud this blood red imagery. You finally see this woman, distant, a human woman with long black hair. She's shaking her head and looking up. She clasps her hands together as if begging, before finally she gasps and blood starts to pour out of the corner of her lips, and she falls limp. Finally, the entire thing freezes, and it's enshrouded in snow and ice as it pulls back through that myriad of towers. And then the mirror itself starts to get a little frosty around the edges of the mirror until it finally cracks, a thin hairline fracture across the hand mirror's lens, and the vision ends. As you back out into your own vision, you notice that you yourself are crying as well, just a single tear from your left eye.
Mal? You
No.
Mal?
No specific colors on the cult. No other major things that would be recognizable symbols and
No,
stuff like that.
the mirror
Fuck.
itself is always very vague.
Your break completely is visible.
Huh?
The mirror has a crack in it, right? Is
Yeah.
it broken, bro?
You're not sure.
I just hand it back to you.
Are you okay, Mal?
I'm fine. I thought I could find something to help out with all of this.
What happened to the mirror?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a magic person.
I mean, I have the I already kind of am attuned to a bunch of things. You can hold on to this if you want. You kind of apparently maybe got better use out of it than I did. It's too vague for me most of the time.
I mean, we could try looking into someone else, I guess. I don't know.
I'll hold on to it to get attuned to it. I'm taking off the cloak of the manta ray. That's not been useful. Well,
Yeah, you've been walking around with this cloak of the manta ray on. That's funny. Okay. Zumasu, you work pretty late into the night, and you still haven't found any signs of the cult, any signs of even foul activity on these like files and whatnot. It seems that they've kept pretty good records, but one thing does come across as slightly strange is that everything seems to go smoothly in almost every case. There's not really any things where things have been reopened, things have been like there's been no mistakes or anything. It's almost as if, from what your investigation has yielded, you get the impression that there's some things that are missing from these files. The cases are too clear-cut and too clean. There's a lot of unanswered questions, even like as you go through a file that isn't even related, you're like, well, how did they know that? Didn't they check this thing? They should have checked this thing if they were, like, doing their due diligence. And then you start, like, checking over other files, and it's the same thing. There's just more lack of information. That's kind of the impression that you get, that there's missing evidence or missing notations, or stuff simply hasn't been written down.
great. Okay. It's the morning time now. I'm going to try and pull together another piece of information then, which will help me, hopefully give me a lead. So, the most current, I just want to, because I kind of got a general from the last investigation, right? At the point of what the files are at least about. So, do I know kind of the timeline of what they have in stock? How far back, how far forward?
Some of these files go back probably about 30 years.
So, was there anything on my past? If there's anything from that point, I'm going to bookmark that, and I'll do another investigation for that separate check, I guess. And then the other thing I want to look for is things that are more recent. I'm going to see and look at who filled out the paperwork and who filled out the ones that seems the most spotty. So I'm going to try and see if there's anybody that I can, focus on.
So there isn't anything on your past. From what you gather, that was probably Arn's jurisdiction, but you guys didn't take any of Arn's files, you just threw them all over the place. You took files from what Mao unlocked from that other office. Those are the only ones that you actually took.
I'm pretty sure we took Arn's files, because after she put it into the chest, we took a bunch of them.
I heard her say put it back, and...
Oh. Okay. So all I got is the older files then.
Because that was the point when you were still trying to consider, like, keeping everything as it was, like, and do a clean break-in.
But I only said to put them back. Like, I didn't control you. You could have held on to them. So that was on you. I just... It was important. It already burned.
Yeah, I was pretty sure I at least grabbed a few files from it. I might have put back some of them, but I was holding on to, I was under the impression I had grabbed most of the files from there, even though the ones we looked like we needed were burned.
Yeah, I feel like you said something about carrying. I remember you saying you grabbed the thick one or like the fat one, but I don't remember which one.
Yeah,
it was
I
from.
said I grabbed the fattest file in that pile. I think is what it ended up turning into from Arn's thing.
Yeah.
I think you said that about the other one, but I'll say that since you were probably...
He was in the other room.
Yeah, well...
We weren't in the same room. That's the reason why I'm just like, that's up to him. I don't know.
Yeah, but before we went into the other room, I had said that about Arn's stuff. Because the reason I was saying that is because if we were wrecking everything, that's why we're going through the trouble of breaking into everything to make it seem like it wasn't necessarily his files particularly that we were after.
I was going to say that I will assume that since your intent was to keep them, and since I was going off of Mao saying it, I'll say that you had enough insight to keep some of the files even after Mao told you to put them back, and you did just keep the fattest ones. There is some stuff on your past. There is some stuff on the Serpenthelm clan, a Yuan-Ti tribe out in Mullig Moor that was getting a little too big for its britches, and was a little too close to one of Alore's town settlements between there and Connacht. And after a few unruly encounters, the Aloran Leaf Crown Guard was summoned out to I forget what the name of the town is, but I'll get you that name. They were sent out to that town, and they were charged with destroying the Yuan-Ti. As they marched into Mullig Moor, into the swamps, they effectively eradicated the entire place, turned it into a ghost town, stole all of the goods and brought them back to Alore to be sold, or put into museums, whatever. And they took a few of the children in order to integrate them into Alore and teach them what it's like to be proper Alorans. Your name is on that list. At least your new name. They let you keep the last name of your tribe, but Zumasu was your name that was given to you.
I'm gonna peel this piece out to see if I can maybe find the other children later, because now I'm curious about that as a personal note. And what was and was that just the fattest file? Well, that probably wouldn't be the fattest file. And
Well,
I guess out of luck's sake, would the next file be anything closer to present time or old?
It was chronological. That was like in the bottom of the barrel.
Okay.
But yeah, it seems that from you putting two and two together, that idol was probably stolen from your tribe in that slaughter, just as you were taken in and put into the Aloran military and trained to be a soldier your whole life.
Still all tracks technically with what I know. So for now, I'm gonna leave that, and I'll look at the dates of the other reports, because now what I'm gonna try and do is see anybody recent that has the most hole-filled story and see if I can basically see the officers and see if I can go basically pester them.
Wait, say again? You're trying
So-
to find the most recent date that you stole and
Okay.
find an officer
Yeah.
related to it?
So essentially, if I don't have all of Arn's files, but I have at least some, and I have some of the other files, I'm now trying to essentially, and we already see a pattern of holes within reports. I'm trying to find the most present day ones, so things that are more recent, and the ones that seem to be the most redacted, essentially, so I can figure out if I can find any particular names related to
Are you
them.
trying to find like the culprit or like the person who was like in charge of all of this or something, or like whoever
Yeah,
might be
I'm trying to
corrupt?
find the. This is basically
Make
the
a new
investigative work where you
investigation
basically-
check.
Yeah,
And
trying to
I'm not going to
round
allow
up the
you to
names.
take a long rest at this point.
That's fine. I just took my short rest. Holy shit.
So,
This is some Batman shit.
as you look through, you're starting to not really find any commonalities. You see the names of old officers and detectives coming and going. The only name that's common throughout all of them is Arn, although the redactions and whatnot, they don't seem to start coming. They don't seem as prevalent until about 5 years ago.
That's strange. Okay, that's really strange.
The most recent file appears to... Well, sorry, the file that seems to be the cornerstone of this change appears to have happened on a mission in the Scablands. Arn was called out off of his duty. He wasn't in charge of the Grey Guard back then. He was in charge of the Oak Guard, which is largely just the ground infantry, although he was a paladin in his own right. And he was taken out to the Scablands to basically quell some of the orcish hordes out there. But he, on this mission, he was captured and recovered shortly after.
Hmm. Okay. So this is gonna go to character history. How long have I been working under Arn?
Your entire life. Well, sorry, scratch that. For as long as he's been up...
Basically the question is, was I under him before he was, and then I got moved to the Grey Guard? Because this is a little, I didn't kind of write this backstory wise.
You've probably been a soldier your whole life, but you joined the Grey Guard probably, we'll say 15 years ago.
So Arn wouldn't have always been my officer.
Arn was technically always your officer, because he was an officer when you got into the Grey Guard. He's been there a long time, but he was, transferred over from his other position. He's pretty old. He's like going on like 55 or something. But he was definitely on the Grey Guard while you were a member.
Okay. All right.
So,
what are the names of? Okay.
I don't have those.
What do you got there?
I'm gonna tell you I don't have those.
All right.
You were gonna ask about the other Yanti.
No, I was gonna still try and keep it to Arn. I was gonna ask anybody who was related to that mission that's still in active service.
Yeah, you don't know any of them personally. It also looks like it was a large mission, so there was a lot of people on that mission. Like, it was a full-scale assault on, like, an orc stronghold.
Yep. I'm trying to find something simple to get him on. Okay.
After this, you sort of fall asleep, just out of sheer exhaustion. The rest of the people awaken, and I know we're almost on time, but I'll get another thing going for you. Eventually, you guys gather yourselves and get out, and you start looking at all of the wreckage caused by the riots. It looks like everything has finally calmed down. There's trash everywhere. All the buildings seem to be in need of repairs. And furthermore, there seems to be a bunch of town criers running through the Undercroft, as well as the rest of the city, yelling for a special announcement that was made. And it's noon at this point. You guys had a very late night, and you guys are just getting up. But you hear the town criers outside, and they're yelling, "Extra! Extra! Special emergency bulletin! Leaf Crown taking emergency measures! Read all about it!" And then one of you guys eventually has enough presence of mind to go out and pay a copper for just a pamphlet, and it was apparently very hastily printed on one of the magic presses that they use over at the Ivory Herald, and it says a few things. It says, the Leaf Crown made an emergency announcement this morning. The Leaf Crown senators Claricia Ophandris and Varys Barravin were present, as well as all of the Leaf Crown captains. The Leaf Crown is taking emergency measures to investigate the recent terror attack upon the Senate. Leaf Crown are permitted to enter homes without a written warrant if they have reason to suspect the presence of anti-Senate activity.
Oh God.
Arrests can be made for those who violate the directive or are found to be complicit or hiding evidence of terrorist activity. The riot last night has shown that the Leaf Crown in its current state needs to exercise more direct authority to instate peace in our own kingdom as a threat of war looms on the horizon.
Oh,
To this
fuck.
end, several branches of the military have been absorbed by the town guard to concentrate our efforts. The Oak Militia, the Hazel Training Barracks, the Grey Guard. In addition, Keymont Town Reserve and Valonis Town Reserve, Barrable Town Reserve have all been recalled to Allore to help instill peace for the good of Allore. Those branches are forthwith dissolved, and it is time for us to be united as our way of life becomes threatened by outsiders and insiders.
Great, my department just got axed.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Schism!
I mean, it was already like trash, so we just were helping.
Yeah, we just made them actually we forced their hand.
The Grey
Okay,
Guard has been dissolved, and it looks like you're out of a job, and you weren't even told about it. That's where we're going to leave it
Oh
off
shit.
for the
I gotta
night.
make
Well,
some.
he's not out of a job. He's getting relocated.
He's getting relocated.
I have to make choices.
So you don't have a choice, man. This is the military. You don't get a choice.
No,
You
you
just
can
get
always make a
relocated.
choice. but then you're a criminal, so it's a thing.
Join us.
Yeah, if you leave now, you're AWOL.
I'm
Hey, do you
back
want to
with-
leave now?
All right.
How convenient.
Well, thank you, everyone that came out to go watch. There was a lot of sneaking around tonight, more than I thought there was going to be, and a lot more character development than I thought there was going to be. But there's certainly a lot going on, so definitely tune in next Sunday. Same bat time, same bat channel, 9 to midnight Eastern time. Be sure to donate to the Massachusetts Bail Fund to help protesters and other low-income people that are trying to make bail if they can't make it themselves. We'll see you also on Wednesday for the Undermountain campaign. That's at 7 p.m. on Wednesdays. Thanks everyone that came out, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one.
All right,
Yeah.
good
You
night.
will be safe.